Hello, hello. Are we live? It looks like we're live. Stream health seems to be excellent. Seems we got some viewers in here. Got some people going on. No sensitive information but should be being shared. Hello, hello. Are we live? I'm getting an echo though. Okay, I'm gonna turn off desktop audio. Hello. How are we doing? Hello, hello. Let's get this over here. You can see me. Howdy do, friendos. It's been a minute. Real quick. We aren't live. I feel like you're lying. It feels like you're lying because I think I see you. Especially if I look up there. I think your chat's coming in. Hello, hello. Okay, cool. I'm going to switch to a less distracting screen so we can see things over here. We just started. We totally can't hear you. Glad to catch you live. Hey, Trayden, welcome. Glad you caught me live. It's nice to see people in here. I like seeing people excited about this. I want to make sure that okay, I can see people that are. We aren't lying. You aren't live. Think you guys are being turds. Think you're being turds. I feel like we are live. All right. Okay, so we've got a lot to do this week. We are, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and go over a couple things. Sorry, I don't know why I'm so distracted right now. I'm also managing I'm also managing our company's, our company is at a convention this week. I am not there personally, but our roommate is, along with one of our friends. So I'm just keeping updates with them, making sure everything's going fine. For the most part, they got it though. Like they've got it for so long. Like they know this back and forward now. I like the t-shirt. Thank you, Leo. Yes, I do like this one a lot. I think it fits me. It's got one of those hello, goodbye cats with an American flag. It definitely symbolizes most weeaboos, I think. Let's see. We are at 19 people. That's a good number of people. I do want to ask some questions, get a read on what some of you think about certain things. I just want to make sure it's going in a direction that everyone is happy with. I personally like certain things, but I did have not a disagreement, but I am curious to see what you guys think. My design philosophy probably is different than a lot of other people's. We'll talk about that in a second. Or you're live in New York and it's on a Friday night. Welcome. I'm a chef. I'm impressed at how creative the recipes are. I'm already Thank you, Yamato. That's crazy. I think the Kickstarter will hit 90K by Sunday. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and switch to it real quick. Camera with overlay. All right, so let's go ahead and switch to this real quick. Let's talk about where we are at. We just hit 87,000 this morning. We are still going strong. We are getting close to about $2,000 a day in pledges. That's really strong. We should hit 90 by the weekend. Tomorrow there will be an Alucard video coming out if you're watching the alignment videos. A lot of people predicted it, and boy, it's excited. So I'm willing to bet that video will go over well, and hopefully the bribe that I offered people in the video will entice them enough to pledge. So I hope that'll go well. So yeah, I'm also hoping 90,000 by Sunday. We definitely want to hit, let's go to the stretch goals real quick. I definitely want to hit the waifu weapons. We got a lot of them planned out already. And yeah, I'm just excited about it, man. I just really am. Unfortunately, if you were one of the beta testers in the server, people who are making suggestions, there are times where I can't be as active as I want just because I got to do YouTube stuff. I got to do other business stuff. It sucks. Once the Kickstarter is over, I can I can levy most of my attention to making this book as good as it can be. I wish I could donate, but I don't get paid till the job's done. I don't know what job you're doing, bud. Sounds cool. I'm guessing you're part of the gig economy like most of us. So yeah, Really, really excited. I want to go over the recipes today. I have it open. We're actually going to go over 2 chapters today because I just want to, I mean, chapter 3 is admittedly the shortest and the one that I'm looking for the most community input on, but I can go ahead and show some other things that have been prepped already. A lot of people have been prepping spells and items. I'm not going to show all of them just yet, but I am going to show, like a couple of suggestions that I'm thinking about. Bribery is a lot like tape. If it's not solving your problems, you're not using enough of it. That's cool. Can we date the waifu weapons? I mean, probably. Is there a line graph for the Kickstarter progress? Yes, but it does show sensitive information. Let me see. No, it doesn't. You know what? I can show you that. Boop! There's the line graph. I cannot scroll down because it does show sensitive information. As you can see, we are 87,314. We are 727% funded. That's really cool. If we hit 120,000, that would be 1,000% funded. And you know what? The stretch goal says, I know what the stretch goal says, but we'll see when we get there. We'll see how it says 125, but I think 1,000% funded. I mean, I'll probably end up adding it anyway. I know I'll at least be adding, let me check how many people have done this. We will at least be adding at least 3 new recipes, so that's really, really cool. So at least 3 new recipes, and we'll see where the rest go from there. Can we make ideas and suggestions from the Discord? Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to do. I should probably create the invite link real quick. Invite people. Copy. And then I'm going to go ahead and drop it in the description of this live stream so that people can join the Discord server. I just updated that, and there you go. It's also there. It should get you in. Yeah, you're absolutely allowed to make suggestions. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to use all of them, but I do look at every suggestion, and I wager which ones I'm really into. Some people have been submitting ideas, and I like a lot of them, and I'm probably going to use a lot of them. Others, I have to say no on a couple of them, because when I first started doing this, a lot of people started making very lewd suggestions, and I'm like, I can't put that in. I'm not putting that in. I know it's me, and if you know anything about me, I'm not shy about that, but I'm not putting it in the book. For those that want to donate, where should they go? Please, I do demolition for those. Oh, well, here's our Kickstarter. Let's get you without the creator navigator link, but let's get you that right there. It's also down below. It should be. I'm going to double check. I'm going to restart. I'm going to refresh my page. Make sure that I am seeing it. Yep. The Kickstarter is linked correctly in the description, and so is the beta test Discord server. Didn't someone make like that for 3.5? I don't know, maybe. The game's been around for a very, very long time, so someone probably made something like that. Oh, are you talking about the Book of Erotic Fantasy? Are you talking about the Book of Erotic Fantasy? Because I actually have a copy of that. I don't have a physical copy. God, I want to... If you have a physical copy of that, and if you want to sell it, I will buy it. I'm not joking. I've always wanted a copy of that book. But yes, no, I do. I want a copy. I've actually read it from, I think, cover to cover, and there's a lot of cool ideas on it. In fact, the Love Mage class was directly inspired by it, especially with the tattooed spells. That is the Tantris class, or it's inspired by the Tantris class in the Book of Erotic Fantasy. That was a very cool class. From what I am understanding, that one's pledge does not include shipping. That comes separately afterwards. Yes, so if you pledge right now, let's get out of that. If you pledge right now, it will only charge you for... Excuse me. It will only charge you for the tier. So whatever you want, that's what it will charge you that at the end of the campaign. Now, this is approximately the shipping cost for everywhere. Here's what I need people to understand. When it comes to the USA, we can ship pretty much anything for about $10, give or take. We are eating the cost a little bit on that even. Shipping to Canada, tricky, but doable at around 15. Shipping to the UK, very frustrating. It costs about $30. To the rest of the EU, because of some, there are ask Noko and Alex, the shipping and like export and import laws heading into other countries right now is batshit. It is insane how expensive international shipping is right now. And there's a whole bunch of countries that we just straight up can't ship to anymore. Aside from like the obvious ones, there's also ones that you wouldn't think of. Like I swear, like I want to say South Korea like doesn't accept books or something. I might be wrong on that. Like definitely North Korea, but like there is an Asian country that you wouldn't think would have a ban on this, but you can't receive American books from it. It's bizarre. Yeah. I am in German. International shipping is nuts. Yeah, no, it's crazy. My heart, yeah. No, international is crazy. And not only that, the taxation on international goods is getting worse. This is only estimated costs, and we will actually charge you as we get closer to the release date. Because I am adding so many chapters to the book, it's looking like it's going to be about next year before you'll get the entire thing. Because we're going to be adding at the very least, you're getting one new chapter. You are getting the mythic chapter. After that, we're going to be adding waifu equipment, which I'm confident we're going to hit that unless something disastrous happens. I'm pretty confident we're going to get waifu spells, and that's going to add a good chunk of time onto the creation of the book. Probably, I'm going to guess another 2 months, and then I'm going to beta test it, of course, and then blah, 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 blah. Printing takes minimum 3 months, and then us shipping it physically to you, because we are handling the shipping ourselves. Like, we're using BackerKit to manage everything, but we ourselves are still shipping everything. So it's a lot. So you're going to get it, and you're going to get the best that I could possibly give you, but you'll probably end up getting it next year. And even on the Kickstarter, it says that you're probably going to get it July next year. You have a stream meme. Oh, already? I'm going to get this and the new Ghibli-inspired D&D thing. Oh, yeah, dude, that one was so sick. That Ghibli campaign was so cool. All right, so speaking of stream memes, we'll actually, yeah, we got a bunch of additional races. So, if you do not know, in my main Discord channel, in my main Discord server, we have a channel called Stream Memes, where during the live streams, people will make up a meme and submit it. And the numbers has submitted a significant number of really funny memes from last week that I want to go over real quick, including this one just now. The stretch goals are more what you call guidelines than actual rules. And I believe I've got it over here. There we go. Checked shop good, and they will have a couple of 3.5 books there. I'll give it a shot. So last week, this was submitted by AAA. AAA and the numbers are our main memesters in our group chat, or in our Discord. And the topic he was talking about, new topic, Stuart. I have wicked ADHD. I actually did. Hold up. I'm going to be very, very careful because they're. I did get ADHD meds that I am trying out. I have had it all my life, never been medicated for it, and so far it's working nice. What I like about it is it makes me not hungry. So I hope by the time I'm done with those meds, or at the very least, I wonder, I need to know if they're good enough for me, or a good fit for me, excuse me. I'm hoping that I'll lose some weight from it. That'll be very nice. Let's see. The invite code for the Discord didn't work for some reason. Really? I'll give it another shot. Invite people. Copy. I'll try adjusting it again. Edit. And paste. Save. Refreshing. Give it a shot, because it just worked for me. Yeah, it sent me to the server. Double check on your end, man. If it's working for everybody else. Let's see. Stuart Hose deja vu for no topics. Yeah, deja vu. That is absolutely me. I am so easily distracted. So, we're gonna actually close this meme. Okay. Little bit of context. I do several campaigns on this YouTube channel. I don't know if you're here from the Waifu server or not. We do Rune Lords on Monday, we do Kingmaker on Tuesday, and we do a Pokemon game on Wednesday. Now, we've been doing mine, but we also do a Mystery Dungeon campaign, and there is a character named Kane, who is a Litten, who frequently, I'm going to just read the spell, and you can use your imagination from there. He frequently uses this ability on other NPCs' wives, and it's becoming a problem. Love language, first level Cupid domain feature. A number of times per day equal to your wisdom modifier, you may gain the benefit of tongues for 10 minutes. At level 17, while using love language, your proficiency bonus is doubled for your diplomacy and insight skill. Go ahead and use your imagination on that one. Unga bunga. Let's see. Have you been in this place before? The next one, this was talking about the druid, I know it, I know my own freaking thing. Circle of the Consortium. Is this a cult? We're not a cult. This is a platonic druid circle tied together with a brotherhood, and yeah, this is it. I like that meme a lot. That's a good meme. This is me in the the Battle Bride outfit. I actually really love the design on this. If I had this, I would wear this. Like, I would wear it to a convention, certainly. But, like, God, that is such a cool design, isn't it? Like, a manly dude, like, would be very comfortable wearing this. This is an awesome dress. Let's see, moving on. And then this one, we really liked a lot. This was one of the final abilities of the Battle Bride class. This is where you could do the bouquet toss and give your allies the bonuses from the flowers. I'm only half here because of Friday's D&D game. Not a problem, Kitsu. I'm glad. Actually, Kitsu, I am super glad you're here. Thank you. We need to get him this outfit. I'd wear it. Bro, you know what? If you know any cosplay makers... Bro, I will wear this. I'm not joking. Like, absolutely. I don't know why I have Dragon Ball Multiverse open. Anyway. Bridal Stewart in the handbook when? That's a different stretch goal. Yeah, what a fucking catch this lady did. Look at that. And we have some artwork to show off. Now, there are spoilers for another campaign in here. In hindsight, I wish we named the book Complete Waifu and Husbando people, so people stop thinking it's only waifus. Personally, I still am fine with the name. Half of, like, a good chunk of comments whenever I post, like, this outside of YouTube or outside of, you know, our YouTube circle, a lot of people are like, are there husbandos? And I'll just respond simply with, yes. The name is just a marketing gimmick. There are lots of very attractive men in this book. There are lots of people. Waifu is just a fun name. And I'm not discriminatory. I give the manliest character in the book, Setsumaru, I give him 9 levels of waifu. I just think it's a great name. The Complete Waifu Handbook rolls off the tongue. It's a real fun name. Plus, I can expand on it. Maybe next year, or maybe not next year. Maybe later I come out with the Husbando, like, handbook. I mean, like, who says I can't, right? Let's see. New stretch goal, Bridal Stewart. You're not gonna hit it. You're not gonna. Tell you what, you know what? If we get all the stretch goals, if we get the 200,000, I'm confident. If we get to 200,000, I'll figure out how to get this dress made, and I'll wear it. It do flow. Yeah, Complete Waifu Handbook. It's a great name. It's just some people, you know, they just don't understand the meme, and it be like that. Just say you had to pay per letter on the front. Sure, I'll do that. That's a good response. So 9 levels of hotness. So, yes, excellent meme. Thank you very much. Have we gotten any new memes real quick? I'm going to check stream memes. I don't think we got any new ones in this amount of time. Yeah, we haven't gotten a new stream meme. Bridal femboy Stewart. Alternate cover, maybe. Again, I think it's unnecessary. Everyone's so concerned with just unnecessary elements that you can change and or add yourself, that to me it does more harm than good, in the sense that it's no... We got a huge pledge. Hold the phone. That wasn't that big a second ago. Give me a second. I need to see what happened. That number went significantly up. Am I insane? Oh, let me refresh that page. There's one I posted before the stream. Did you? Did you? Oh! That's right. This one. I did forget about this one. That's... Stop it. By the way, just write the framework. I'll handle it. Well, I appreciate it. Yes. Okay. So I'm hoping I'm not showing that on stream. Yes. Someone just upped their donation, or their pledge, excuse me, from the $100 tier to the $500 tier, and they got design a recipe. If you're in stream, thank you. Oh my God. It was TX? It wasn't me, I swear. Well, whoever it was, thank you to you. That's amazing. No one will pledge Bridal Stewart. You underestimate my... I swear to God, if one of the choose a waifus is like, put yourself in it, and I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad. Don't anyone do that. Listen, my name is already all over the book. Someone's gonna think, listen, Stewart just did this so he can put himself in a waifu book. Like that's clearly what this is about. You know, it kind of was. Anyway, moving on. So today we are going over chapter 3, but first I want to show off the new artwork. All of this new artwork was done by our extremely talented artist, Little Noko. We have just completed the sketch for the Sand Elf Dakimakura. This is Hanabuna. She is our love mage. What would your stats be? Like level 2. Found the book for $2.79 on Amazon. Oh, it went down. Bro, I used to see that book for $500. A tsundere kangaroo waifu whose stunning strikes when she gets flustered. I don't know why you thought kangaroo, but I'm curious. Hello, Little Noko. Little Noko should also be... Yeah, she's also a moderator. Perfect. Yeah. So this is Hanabuna. She is the love mage character in the book, and I really like Hana. I've been playing her in our Rise of Runelords campaign, and in the story that I've written about Hana, she is a love mage who had a very tragic backstory. We're gonna go with that. You can read this yourself later. If you're in the Discord server, you can see her. So the way I've written her is that she's a love mage who's asexual, and like writing a character and playing a character like that is super fascinating to me. Like it's a concept that I don't understand, but I love characters who have contradictory natures versus what they do, you know? And I'm so happy to finally have her on a Daki. Plus, she's my Sand Elf girl. I'm so happy to have my Sand Elf on a book, or on a Daki. I love her. I love her. So this is her regular outfit. This is her love mage outfit. And then on the other side, we have her mythic form. And her mythic form is something I want to talk to you guys about in a bit. Now, Kitsu, I believe you are still in chat. We had a discussion about the new Sand Elf races, because I didn't really have an idea for them when I made that stretch goal. Again, I didn't think I'd make it this far. And, you know, this campaign is popping off. So one thing we came up with was the concept of some mythic sand elf races. So specifically, this sand elf is a glass. This is a glass elf, and this is an obsidian elf. They are both sand elf sub-races, but they only exist if they're born, like, through some prophecy, or they obtain mythic power. Now, the concept of mythic racial abilities has been done before in Pathfinder. I believe there's actually a slew of goblin ones. There's a slew of, I think, a couple races that can get mythic abilities. And the way I was thinking is if you gain a mythic rank, you can put it to turn your sand elf into either a glass elf or an obsidian elf. And Kitsu, I got a lot of pushback on that. They thought it was unfun to lock it out into exclusively locking it behind a high-powered rule set. Like, if you're not doing a high-powered campaign, then how can you play one of these? And I personally think that if you're going to play with one of these, it should be locked behind something like powerful mechanically. If it's going to be rare, if it's going to be powerful, I feel like in both lore and mechanics, it should be more difficult to obtain. Now, if you disagree with me, please go ahead, comment, let me know. Or if you think that's a cooler idea, also let me know. I want to know what people think. Red, orange, and pink sand elf. So, when you call it her mythic form, say it with your chest. Belly dancer outfit is cool. Yes, I love this outfit. This outfit is so cool. Like, yeah, it's got the belly dancer thing, racial levels. Will there be equivalent for 5e? Yes. Okay. So, Alexius, I'm not certain if you were here last week, but we are creating a supplemental book called Mythic 5e, where I translate the Pathfinder 1e mythic rules into D&D 5th edition. I'm going to release it on my own. I'm not going to do a Kickstarter for it. There's no need. The work is already largely done. We just got to tweak it a little bit. By nature, it doesn't require a ton of play testing because inherently speaking, it is unbalanced. Like, Mythic is like balls to the wall insane shit. Careful with the ADHD meds, too. I had my own in grade school. Appetite hit like a truck when the school day ended. I do get hungry. Like, I still get hungry, but I've been very, very good about controlling my appetite. But I do appreciate that, anime fan, for that's Pell. I appreciate the concern there. By the way, don't forget, anime fan, to mark that down for Rune Lords. If someone wants to play with them and the DM agrees, just hand wave it. I'm on Kitsune if you want to play it, but not in a high power you can. The mythic evolution thing sounds epic. Like, your power is so great you go ultimate. Yeah, exactly. That is my thought on this. Now, there is no other race in my book that behaves like this, but I didn't want to create another subrace because I'm very, very happy with red-haired sand elves and blue-haired sand elves, and I didn't want to make like another weird hair. I didn't want to make like another subrace because sand elves are pretty much a subrace of elves already. I think going too deep is crazy, but I love the idea of a mythic evolution. I think that's so cool. And one thing I did bring up with Kitsu is I said, listen, if we want, like, this is largely an aesthetic. You could just say, hey, my character's a glass elf, but he doesn't have his powers. And the DM will just be like, yeah, all right, whatever. Like, who cares? I do think one of the compromise solutions could be a special feat that you can only take like at level 8 or something, where you could still have the evolution, but it would be balanced in a way that it doesn't necessarily need to be a mythic campaign. Like, once you get to level 8, like, mythic racial abilities would pretty much even out. If you had to invest a feat to turn your character into one of these special elves, I think that's fine. Alternatively, the other suggestion that I made was, let's say your character is born a glass or obsidian elf. They just haven't grown into their powers yet, like a Hogwarts wizard. Like, maybe when they hit level 8, they then get the mythic racial abilities, and that kind of balances it out. Because at level 8, everyone's already really strong, especially in 5e. So I'm thinking, why don't we just balance it? Like, there's a million ways to solve the issue without, you know, saying, hey, you can only do this a mythic. But my personal game design philosophy says that we should keep this mythic only. So tell me what you think. I'd love to hear it. So you didn't want an engaged sand elf. I'm not certain I know what that means. I'm not sure if you saw, but for the dumb NPC idea, it was a boxing kangaroo, so when she's stunning strike, she just freaking uppercuts you. Yeah, yeah. No, I saw it, Traden. I saw it. I don't know if you heard me. One random idea, Yurei mythic evolution into a yokai that's basically a giant skeleton. Man, if we want to... I'd be curious to know where you place the Ace Love Mage and if we could watch it. It's in my Rune Lords campaign. I will actually, are you in the Waifu Discord? If you're in the Waifu Discord, here, I'll actually show you. Here, in the Waifu Discord, right here. Go to, make sure that you're in here. I would see you right here. Go up to YouTube content stuff. And... you're looking for these thumbnails. So we did Rise of Rune Lords Mythic Mad Alchemy. I don't think she was featured in that one at all. I don't think she was featured in this one. I'm pretty sure she was featured... No, there she is. She's right there. So I do play her in this one. And I love her. I love playing her. It helps, too, that one of my player characters, his name is Zerdan. He goes by Art of War. He's probably in the Waifu server. I think he is, in fact. He hit it off really well with her, and they became very good friends, I must emphasize. And, like, man, the RP with this character already excellent. And it helped a lot because Zerdan is such a good role player. And he's really smart, so... Yeah. I personally think the feat requirement is fair, especially since 8th level is pretty powerful. Just FYI, my stream is behind a minute, and I actually hear stuff I missed because game. That's fine, that's fine. Should we consider making a kaiju book? I'm down for that. New stretch goal, Mythic Evolutions. Oh! Yeah! Yeah. Yeah. Alright, I'll add it later. I love it. Is there a mage and NPC played by... Is the mage and NPC played by you? Yes. God, is YouTube still really far behind? So, as far as the kaiju goes, I'm inclined not to. But we'll see in the future. Let's see. I love the idea of Mythic Evolutions. I think that's a really smart idea. I'd sooner recommend making the sub-races and making the evolutions Burning Obsidian and Shining Glass. Okay. Okay, I love those names. Okay, you know what? All right. I do like the idea. I like the idea. I'm going to write it down in our group chat. We hit 88,000. God damn it. Y'all are nuts. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hold up. There's like 8 things I want to do real quick. First, I want to check who's the mad lad that just threw in $200. Yeah, that happened. Wow. Okay, that's happening. Neat. Okay. So Kitsu, that's a really good compromise, and I do like it, but I do think it still needs to be an evolution. I severely disagree about sub-races. I don't want to make them a sub-race. I still want to make them an evolutionary race, but I think giving them a level requirement is the compromise I'm willing to come to. So, Yeah, isn't D&D Shorts doing the kaiju stuff? He kind of is. I didn't want to trample on his toes. Um, mhm. If you're doing the Sand Elves, at least every race would need one. Let me come back to that. So let's show off the rest of the artwork real quick because we are getting behind. So yeah, there's Hana. There's her mythic form. I am, God, I will own a copy of this Daki for myself. I love her. God, she's beautiful. Fantastic character. I love her. So I do have the Okami and the Nekomata fully drawn out. So it also has some. Anyway, moving here. So I do have. This is the Blink Dog Girl. She looks adorable. She has a golden retriever personality, and she's just delightful. Big sister type. We got our tomboy hellhound. Looks fantastic. And then we have, of course, our Nekomata Street Cat. And then, of course, our Sun Wolf Okami. Love them a lot. Definitely prefer Mythic Sandalf. Too many tables make rare race fields feel insanely common. Even Baldur's Gate 3 has character dialogue making fun of it. Yeah. I think I did see it. Loading crew, I just got here. Wanted to know if character background elements, gameplay, and battle play. Let me get you to there. And their artwork is so cute. Yes, Little Noko is our artist, and God, she did such an amazing job. And she's so goddamn fast. Like, this was done. Like, all these were done so quickly. All right, so, we got a couple more. Real quick. So, we have the Dusa. We have the Dusa Lamias drawn out. She looks fantastic. This was actually a fan. The idea was submitted by a fan on Twitter. There was a fan who suggested. There was a fan that suggested combining it with the Japanese cryptid. It's the Sunoichi, I think is how it's pronounced. I'm gonna look up Japanese snake Japanese snake cryptid. I think it's called Tsuchinoko. It's the Tsuchinoko, excuse me. It's the Tsuchinoko. I don't know. Wow, my Japanese is bad. She's an alchemist Lamia, yes. Oh my goodness. So I love her a lot. Also, girls thick. Like, we didn't get a lot of thick. I have not, like, actively sought out thick girls. We got some thick girls now. I want to hug them all. All right, next, we are... Okay, I know this will upset some people. But I do need to point out. So this character here, Watashi, she is the Nekomata that has been heavily featured in a lot of our stuff. She is officially getting replaced by this girl right here. The reason we have to do that is that I cannot use the very obvious Espeon inspirations. This was artwork that was carried over from my Pokemon D&D campaign that I just used, not necessarily as a placeholder image, but definitely as a, actually, you know what, pretty much a placeholder image. Her name will also be changed, and that is because Watashi will appear next year in the complete Shonen Handbook. Yes, so Watashi is being replaced, but she is being replaced by a character who is very similar. Yes, I know. It is a shame. Watashi will return. This is like an MCU film. Watashi will return, I promise. And that is because, I do want to point out, wanted to know if... Yes, Kenneth, I promise, I'll get to you. I promise, dude. I see you. I see you in chat. I did not ignore you. So this is Watashi. This is officially Watashi, and she will be featured in the complete Shonen Handbook, okay? That is a next year project. This girl right here, this Nekomata, she will be known as Princess Hime. And it's just as cringy and just as bad, and she's going right in that book, man. I love her. Yeah, it's great. Throws money at the screen. Yep, no, she will be back. Don't worry, Watashi is coming back. I am not losing her. No, definitely not. And then, of course, you see my glass Sandelf. I do love the idea of a shining glass Sandelf. That's a really cool idea. Embrace the cringe. Oh, always. Always. Does Watashi do the shadow hand sign? I think she does in the book. I think I told her. Yeah, I think that's the shadow hand. This is Shadow Clone, right? I'm pretty sure this is. So you're replacing the Weeb Ninja with a Weeb Ninja Cat Girl? Baby, you know it. The lack of bunny girls in this book is my only complaint, unless I missed a race. Unfortunately, there was a point where I had to say, we stop. Okay? Plus, Harengon does exist. Just use that for now. Like, at the very least. If we reach the $200,000 stretch goal where the 150, I will make a Al Mirage waifu. Believe me, first of all, I am a bunny man. Like, I raised bunnies growing up. Bunny is my favorite animal. I've got a cat wife. I want a bunny wife as well. We're trying to make that happen, okay? Like, Alex is my cat. I need a bunny. We're making it happen. So, that's a joke, by the way. Sorry. Anyway, we got the cat girls. If we reach the monster girl one, I will make an Al Mirage bunny girl. Promise. So, real quick. Do you plan to have pre-orders? One moment. Hold on. Important message. I am sponsoring a video and I need to announce this. Yes. Yes, I believe I will. Cool. All right. Quickly weaves pay the man for bunny girl waifus. No, Kitsu. No, stop. That's gonna be when we reach the monster girls. This is a turtle race. Anyway, moving on. She's currently my favorite. Really? Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. Let's see. After this, I got that. Oh, right. I also need to show off. The Ghost Wolf. You know, I'm a straight dude. That man looks sexy as fuck. That is a sexy man. Also, like, right? Like, I'm not the only one who thinks that. I'm not crazy. Is that the unicorn horn? Yes. The unicorn horned rabbit. Yes, that is. I already started a subclass for Shonen. My ADHD will get that done and forget where I said it. Yeah, come back for that. So we have the Ghost Wolf. Very sexy man. He was definitely inspired by Geralt of Rivia. And, yeah. You could grate cheese on that jawline. Absolutely. Yeah, he looks... Man, this guy looks fantastic. I love him. I love him so much. And then over here, does he remind you... That's on purpose. That sure is on purpose, bro. It's not just me. Got it. All right. Then over here on the right-hand side, we have our demonic dragon variant. Now, let's see. Kitsu has come up with a version of demonic dragon. He came up with a variant rule first, and I actually like the variant rule better. And then we're going to come up with the divine dragon sub-races that are instead based on their dragon stones. And we're going to go from there. But yeah, there's our demonic dragon. That's our boy right there. It's Geralt's persona. Why does this dude look like he should be in a painting? Yeah, right? He looks amazing. Y'all, just give Noko a pat on the back, okay? Like, absolutely. Let's see. And then finally... Oh, yeah. Then some redesigns that are happening. So I'm going to close... I'm not going to close those yet. But one thing I do want to point out is that this character right over here... Where is she? Akiko? Akiko. So this girl right here, Akiko, is getting a slight redesign. That is because this character was this was a Patreon submission, and I do not feel right keeping this character in the book. So we got a redesign by this. This is what Akiko will look like. She is a complete tsundere, and I think she looks really fucking cool. If we get... All right, cool. Sorry. Numbers dropped a Watashi meme. Oh, God. See you, Weeb Ninja. All right. Yeah. Where are we at? So, yeah, she looks awesome. Dude, I love, she looks badass. Like, I love it. I love artists who can pull off sexy and badass at the same time. And goddamn, Noko just can do it. She can just fucking do it. It's so good. Then this is the creepy ghost kid. This is Wrath. And I am redesigning him. So he very obviously that's a Marshadow, and I gotta replace him. I cannot use the Marshadow kid. I cannot use the Marshadow kid. He is getting replaced with this particular design. Yeah, he's okay. Now I will remind you. Okay, so Traden, he is cute, but to avoid uncomfortable conversations, he is 10 in this book. He is part of this character's backstory. I will get to her in a second. He is part of Faith's backstory. I will talk about this character more next week, but this character, Phelan, is a twin of Wrath. And Wrath and Faith were basically, they're twins, and they're also street urchins. In his youth, Wrath was killed. And when he was killed, Faith ran into Watashi, now Princess Hime. So Faith and Hime palled around for 10 years. And on Faith's 20th birthday, Hime found or brought her Wrath's shawl and brought him back as a ray, like almost on accident. And now that they're a party of 3. Yeah. So, I'm not explaining this well. I'll talk about it more next week. But yeah, I do mention romance. No. So yeah, no. I do put that. Yeah. So I just want to bring that up. That is all. I do not care what you do in your games. I don't care about any of that. I just want you to know, just so that we don't accidentally say something we don't want, like, you know what I mean? We're just being careful. Yeah, Faith in here, because I just picture Hikari's Pokemon trainer. Oh, that's right, yeah. Yeah, so we'll talk about that more later. That is a next week problem. And then finally, our Tenko. This is our 10-tailed, our 9-tailed 10th mythic rank Zenko. She is known as a Tenko in the book, and that is this character who's getting replaced. Let me find her. That is also Watashi again. She is getting replaced with this character right here. So yeah. So yeah, no, thank you, Traden. I do appreciate it. No, bro. You're cool. I totally understand. I've been, yeah, it's called the Complete Waifu Book. Wrath is admittedly out of place, but I wanted to emphasize that the waifu class is so flexible, you can attach it to a sibling, and instead of it being a waifu, it's like a sibling bond. I'll talk about that more next week, though. Yeah. So this is all the new artwork. It looks fantastic. Thank you, Noko, so much. Noko is just an amazing partner to have. She is a fantastic artist, and, we can't wait to see her again. So Watashi is the placeholder, correct. And I might even change that name. Instead of Princess Hime, it might be something else. I'm not wild about the name Princess Hime because I don't want the personality to be too similar. Human Watashi and Nekomare Watashi are now 2 different people. Correct. Yeah, they are 2 different characters. It is unlikely I will use the Watashi Nekomata design again. Yep. I'd like to think that this Tenko is an androgynous man. Ooh! An NB? Mmm. That does, it checks boxes. I'm down with it. I didn't even consider that. That's cool. I like it. You should make the waifu class into a subclass. I'm actually working with Kitsu right now, in fact. I'm actually working on a feat tree to convert it. So we'll get it something, yeah. Anyway, back to this. So the backgrounds. I just kind of did the backgrounds for completion's sake. I only did 5 of them. So the 5 that I came up with, we got Fantastic Writer, Gold Digger, Just Married, Matchmaker, and Party Planner. Yeah, feats that let you mimic the prestige class. Yeah, yeah. Tenko reminds me of Inuyasha. Yep, yep. So, the first background I came up with was Fantastic Writer. Now, I know, Kitsu, you have balance changes and ideas. This one, I know that he had issues with, but essentially, the Fantastic Writer background is you append several books when whether touching tales of romance or passion or epic sagas and daring adventures. But for now, your authorship is on hold. Perhaps you adventure for inspiration, or because you wish to live the kinds of adventures you once wrote about. Skill proficiencies, persuasion and performance, tools, calligrapher's tools, language, one of your choice. Your books were published in all the languages you know. The equipment is a calligrapher's supplies, several high-quality stacks of paper, and 1d10 copies of your book ready to be signed, of course. The feature is famous author. You choose a genre of books, or you can roll it up. And you have written 1d4 incredibly popular books in that style are known worldwide. You aren't famous on sight or welcome everywhere, but to those that follow your niche, you are a star. You have advantage on persuasion or performance whenever you deal with a fan of an or another author in your niche. Trixie, I think it's working, dude. I know several people have joined while streaming. I know several people have joined while the thing is going on. So I think it's working, man. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. 2 people have joined this live stream. So I'm sorry. I don't know. So yeah, apparently they're like whenever they release new books, like the backgrounds are a little bit more powerful than they used to be. So we just gotta make it a little stronger, I guess. I personally think this is really cool. I think it's a cool background. Plus, Hanabuna, the love mage. In universe, she is a manga author. She is commissioned by House Chadris, and she creates a manga of their ancestors. So yeah. That's what I got so far. Okay. Then the Gold Digger background. Now, I understand take famous writer and just makes Pirate of the Caribbean. For Gold Digger, I like the name, but I know a lot of people won't like that name. So a gold digger is someone who has wormed their way into a relationship that is much more beneficial for themselves than their partner. It is rare that love is ever involved in such a pairing where one wealthy individual is being financially exploited for emotion or physical validation. Skill proficiencies, deception and history, tool proficiencies, thieves tools, equipment, a promissory checkbook with a line of credit usable to use in a town with a bank. The feature is duped spouse. You gain a spouse. This spouse is wealthy, powerful, and has granted you and your friends an allowance. Your basic needs are almost always covered. Anytime you enter a new town, your living expenses are always met with your checkbook. The town or settlement needs to have a bank, or your spouse needs to have a reputation in that town in order for it to be accessible. As a guideline, you should the allowance should be around 10 gold pieces per day in any town you enter. I know that needs rewritten a little bit. I'm aware. I think they should live comfortably, maybe not aristocratically, but we can work on that. It was missing second language. Oh, okay, yeah, we'll get that. We'll get that. I actually really like this idea, especially because I wrote pair the gold digger with the warlock patron you have in the book. That's sick. That's awesome. Ooh. Ooh, you guys have fantastic ideas. I don't know why I didn't consider that, but that's really cool. That's really cool, actually. Yeah, I like the idea of your god or your patron like blessing you with gold. Yeah, no, that's really sick. I love that. That is a cool suggestion. Thank you, and especially since like the yeah, no, this is really good. Now, suggested characters. Typically, good characters are unlikely to take this background, though this background could be reasonably taken by someone who is put into an arranged marriage, or someone who is taking care of their family, or someone who simply has a transactional relationship with a spouse. You see this all the time in boomer relationships. It's especially like you'll see it in Scrubs, where it's like if Carla puts out for Turk, Turk buys her jewelry. Like that's you could work that in. I'm gold digging a god. Just because not all characters are on the up and up. Wizards of the Coast wants all characters to be heroic. Well, you know what? Sometimes I want to play sometimes I want to play an asshole. You know? Sometimes I want to do that. So we're going all the way with Sugar Baby Warlock. You know what? I'm down. That's a cool idea. I'll even put like a little note somewhere saying like Stuart, like I have Stuart's notes scattered all throughout this book. I'll even combine this with the Warlock. Lordy. Oh, that's great. So I do have some positive spins on this background. Now I know a lot of people, you know, they want their characters to be heroic. I do too, but sometimes I want to play an asshole, you know? As long as the asshole can work with the party. And you know what? The thing is, too, again, the gold digger gets money for them and their friends. The book specifically states for you and your friends. Like, that's what it's designed for. So, like, yeah, if your, you know, hot bitch of a spouse is, like, giving you money, then, yeah, you're going to treat your friends. You should. Make the spouse and patron two separate people. Ooh, my God. Oh my God, what a juicy story. If your spouse and patron are two different people, oh man, that's a strong RP. That's a strong player. God, yeah, man. That's really cool. That's really cool. All right, just married. So this again, all these need balanced. You could also take just married if you're the warlock. That'd be really cool. Your warlock patron is just your partner trying to stop your butt from dying, so they keep giving you more power. You know what instead? Oh, Traden, even better. Even better. You are okay. So oh, do you know what would be so tragic though? Let's say you have one of the marriage backgrounds, but you are the affair warlock, and one of the stipulations of your affair is that they keep your spouse alive. Yeah, because you let's say you actually love your spouse, but you choose the affair warlock because the god says, I will keep your husband alive, or I'll keep your wife alive. Oh, that's dark. Oh, that's so cool. Oh man, and like what a piece of shit too. The spouse and the patron are aware of each other and are competing. Nah, let's go darker. We can go darker. The warlock is keeping their spouse alive because of the affair. Oh, that's so sick. I love it. That's really good. That's a juicy story. That's a fucking... Oh, God, that's so juicy. Anyway, just married. Combine it with the Oath of Love Paladin? Oh, no! Oh, my God. Like, multi-class? What a story. Holy shit. Like, you know, absolutely. Okay, so you take a level in Paladin, you take a level in Warlock, which are very compatible classes. Um, you have like a marriage background, maybe just married, and like the Warlock. Oh my god. Oh my god. What a fucking story. No, the patron's a creep. The patron doesn't like to sneak around. The patron is like destroying your marriage. Like that's classic literature, man. That's so good. That's an NPC. I'm writing that in like that's going into the story. Hold up. Hold up. I'm writing this like so, I'm writing this down right fucking now. Hold up. Tragic Paladin Warlock, the affair and oath of matrimony. Fuck, dude, that's amazing. That's super good. Moving on. Anyway, just married. There are many individuals who put love first, but also choose to continue adventuring. In fact, they often adventure with their spouse, and they become a power couple that strikes terror into their enemies and those that would do them harm. Skill proficiencies, history, and persuasion. Tool proficiencies, one tool of your choice. Languages, one of your spouse's. If you know them all, one of your choice. Equipment, a tool of your choice with and a pair of rings for you and your spouse, worth 15 gold pieces each. The pact that the Warlock takes is the pact of the ring that I have in this book. And that ring is their Warlock pact and also their wedding ring with their partner. Oh, that's so good. God, that's so fucking good. Oh! That's amazing. It's sick, is what it is. And God, I love fucked up stories like that. That's so cool. Anyway, feature, marriage. You gain a spouse. The spouse can either be another player character or an NPC. And while you two are married, you can both renew your vows, paying 15 gold pieces and gain the +2 bonus granted by the ceremony spell once per month. Your spell, we're thinking of axing this part of it, by the way. Your spouse also gains the benefit of a background feature if they don't already have one. While married, you can benefit from their features, such as having access to a guild membership if their background is a guild artisan. Dead man's character gets married and Zon-Kuthon became their affair patron. Yo, that's maybe we'll see. Suggested characters. Many characters value their marriage, their relationship, and well-being of their spouses more than anything. However, becoming married doesn't mean you have to cease adventuring. Your spouse is an equal partner in your relationship, even if they have vastly different skills. And then, yeah, I got this here. So that one needs some tweaking, fully admits. Next one is Matchmaker. Matchmaker. Axe it, then variant role tied to betrothed. Thank you. In your hometown, you were sought out in matters of love and marriage because of tradition. Because you may... You were sought out in matters of love and marriage because of tradition. Because you may have a deeper understanding of human character, a wide connection of acquaintances, and greater knowledge to help someone choose a marriage partner. You now use this experience to gain extra money in adventuring. Skills, history, insight, calligrapher's tools, blah, blah, blah. 4 wedding dresses and a suit worth nearly 4 gold pieces each. You get a feature, people reading. You can read people as skillfully as a bard reads a poem or a dwarf examines stonework. You can identify at a glance the compatibility of 2 individuals and determine if they would be a good fit. More importantly, you are an amazing judge of character. After spending 10 minutes with someone, you can determine if they are trustworthy or have a dark hidden secret. You don't get to know what the secret is, you can just tell, oh, that motherfucker's up to something. You know? That's kind of what we're going for here. Make an ASMR cleric of a love god with matchmaker. Now following the demon and tiefling around proclaiming... That's funny. Imagine if your affair patron was Cthulhu. Ooh. Ooh. That's woo. Fair. Suggested characters: the power to read a poem or person and be able to determine their character is a great skill. They can see the best and worst in people and often learn lessons of how to best conduct themselves for others, or they can pick up new tricks on how to deceive others. Needs to buff. Yeah. We'll get that. We'll get that going. We'll get that going. I'll read the we'll put in the balance stuff later. Right now, I'm just acknowledging that it does need work, but it's coming. Yeah. But I promise, Kitsu, I do have them all open. I have them all saved. I'm just right now. I got to work on other things, man. Chat and I coming up with a tragic character and story that will probably end with a partner dying and the patron leaving the character broken but grieving process. God, I love those stories. I love tragic love stories, man. Like, that's good reading. That's tragic and sad and beautiful. Like, man, isn't it? Like, oh, so good. It's creepy too. And, you know, it's just all the stuff I like in a good story. That is what I've talked about it before. That is what I think is missing from modern D&D. A lot of people are not willing to give an edge to like an actual like cutting edge that's like dark and depressing. Personally, I like playing those kind of characters. Party planner. Birthday parties, weddings, barn raisings. You're the one whom everyone has relied on to organize it all. I also call this the Pinkie Pie background. Adventuring gets you some decent connections to help and inspire you with your planning. Skill proficiencies, Arcana and Diplomacy. Tool proficiencies, one of your choice. Languages, one of your choice. Equipment, a tool of your choice. And a small hoard of party supplies worth a total of 25 gold pieces. Feature, Bargain Hunter. Regardless of where you are, you always find a good deal. As someone who earns income by being a professional people person, you learn to work with what you can find. By performing a diplomacy check, usually between 12 and 20, you can gain a 20% discount on all purchases that involve consumable items like potions, food, or camping supplies. This same check can be made on non-consumables and armor, like armor, for a 10% discount. Kitsu has expressed concern on that one. I personally think it's close, but we'll see where it goes. Suggested characters. A party planner is a special type of charisma. It directly involves making people happy. The center of attention is not focused on you, but whomever the party is for. Generally, party planners are quite kind and friendly, but aren't required to take the spotlight in order to be happy. I repeat, makes pink-haired centaurus with the party planner background and abilities that breaks physics. That's funny. I have also converted all of these into backgrounds and traits for Pathfinder 1 and 2. Josh is the one that came up with the Pathfinder 2 stuff. I think they're fine. I don't really need to do it. When it comes to Pathfinder 1E traits, they're very, very minor. Very minor. I'm prepping for my 2E Kingmaker campaign. This book needs to be better checked over. Well, that's what beta testing's for, man. We're working on it. Let's see. 5E. Amazing. So I did come up with a new feat for 5E. I just kind of slapped it here. We'll probably move this somewhere else. Amazing cook. You have a knack for cooking and gain the following benefits. Increase your intelligence, wisdom, or charisma score by 1. 1 second. You may add a single intelligence-based skill, either with... You may add a single intelligence-based skill, wisdom, insight, or charisma performance to the list of skills you may use for cooking recipes in this book. We're going to get to that in a minute. If you are not proficient in that skill, you become proficient. Choose one skill in which you have proficiency and can be used for cooking. You gain expertise with that skill when it comes to cooking recipes from this book, which means your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check you make with it. If you are married, every meal you cook for your spouse is considered their favorite meal. This is a bit of flavor text I put on the Pathfinder class, the Prestige class, and I love that. That is my favorite bit of mechanical flavor text. Oh, I mean Kingmaker. Okay, cool. Time to do a Yakuza-style negotiator party planner that uses the perk to make arrangements for the boss. Oh, yeah, thank you. I love that one. So in this book, we'll move on to chapter 4. This is cooking and camping. Now, chapter 4, this is the one that I knew most people would really, really like. Can intimidation be used for cooking? Let's actually talk about that real quick. The cooking skills that I currently have, let me find them. Cooking, skills for cooking. Will this stack with the chef feat? Yes, Kitsu is actually, good question. Kitsu is actually coming up with a way to make that stack. So I forgot that that feat existed. I think I did know it existed and I just kind of skimmed past it. I didn't think to stack it. But Kitsu actually did come up with a method. I just forgot about it. But after the Kickstarter, are you planning on publishing the book? Yeah, absolutely. Why wouldn't I publish it? I'm confused on that question. Could you clarify that question for me? I intimidate the bread into rising. Depends. Okay, cool. So here's what I got right now. Cooking can be intelligence arcana, intelligence history, and wisdom survival. My logic is intelligence arcana. That is kind of the alchemy skill. Obviously, that makes sense. Intelligence history, that's kind of the homemaking skill. Like in Pathfinder, it's called knowledge local. And that's what I've been kind of working with. Also in the Pathfinder video games, cooking is done with the history check. And then wisdom survival. Survival is like, making a campsite. That makes a lot of sense to me. So I'm going to use that. And we're going to just calm anime fan down. I'm going to put you in timeout, buddy. Calm down. The chef needs a bit of a buff anyway. This helps. I roll to seduce the bisque. Toxic cook wife plus iron stomach husband. Time to play Gordon Ramsay. Cool. All right, let's come back. So, chapter 4, cooking and camping. Oh, is it like sold at Barnes and Nobles or half price books? I honestly don't know how to come up. I don't know how to contact them. Every time. Okay, I'll let you guys know. Like this Kickstarter, we've had amazing success compared to our size. You know, we're a very small channel. I am actually a giant nobody in like both the YouTube space and the RPG space. People don't really know me, and those that do don't think of me as a D&D channel. They think of me as a video essay channel. And to be honest, I kind of preferred that. So anytime I tried to contact somebody that wasn't already my friend, and I told them, do you want to sponsor the Complete Waifu Handbook? I didn't necessarily get laughed out of the room, but I got a lot of no thank yous, and very quick no thank yous. So... I'm pretty sure the Owlcat games use Knowledge World. Knowledge World is kind of knowledge history. It's also rolled in with knowledge local. So it kind of works, I think. Chat is behind. I'm just double checking. Okay, cool. All right. Right. So here's the thing that I got. I just have a single page talking about zone DCs. So when it comes to camping, you need to double check with the zone DCs. If it's let's stick with 5e for now because that's the easiest. Your zone DC determines pretty much everything in this chapter. If the zone is safe, the DC on pretty much everything is 8. If the zone is average, it's 10, dangerous 15, deadly 20. Those are really high DCs. Again, that's on purpose. The encounter roll, I may actually remove this. This is something I borrowed from the Pathfinder 2e stuff. And weather modifier. So like, weather modifier. Oh, yeah. So if you're, let's talk about weather real quick. The weather also changes from safe, average, dangerous, and deadly. So the example of a safe zone is near a town, developed area, or owned property. The average area is typical wilderness, roadside, allied territory. Dangerous zones are enemy territory, untamed wilderness, or hostile terrain. Deadly territory is cursed lands, other planes of existence, or there's just powerful wandering monsters in the area. Like if you're in a safe open plain, but if there's a kaiju right next to you, Your area is no longer safe. I hope that makes sense. Weather conditions. Weather is safe if it has clear skies, ideal temperature, ideal conditions. An area is average if it's mild, undisrupted, fog, no real hazards. Dangerous, rain, light snow, high winds, hail. Deadly weather is blizzards, lightning storms, firestorms, sandstorms. How does sandstorm go again? Tornadoes and hurricanes. So your DC will go up. So let's say you're in a safe area, but the weather is deadly. The zone DC goes up to 11. So let's say you're trying to camouflage your campsite. Instead of an 8 DC to camouflage your campsite, the DC to camouflage it becomes 11. Dangerous and cooking in deadly terrain is Hell's Kitchen? Absolutely. All right, moving on. Goodness, Stuart, I never could have guessed that a large flower field with a red dragon was not safe. I know, but I'm here to explain these things for you. You're welcome. So yeah, that's the rough bit. Let's see. If you roll a nat 1, does it explode? I mean, there are critical failure things. So, we'll come back to that. Let's see. Determining DCs, I've already explained it. Let's see. Encounter DC. I may delete that. Basically, if you're in a zone and if you'll just roll a flat D20 for an encounter roll. If you get above 11, 12, 13, or 14, you encounter something in that zone. The weather also makes it easier or harder. So let's say, for example, you're in a safe area, meaning you are more likely to get an encounter in a safe area than a deadly area. And my logic there is that, let's say you're in a deadly area, like a dense forest full of magic predators. It's more dangerous for the predators too, meaning they also don't want to fuck shit around, you know? Thank you, anime fan. I appreciate it. I'm also going to go ahead and... Oh, you're still a mod. Good. All right. And the encounter roll goes up. So, for example, you're in a safe area and there's deadly weather. The encounter DC is 14 or higher. So that's just what that is. That's pretty standard. Let's see. Now, I'm going to be honest. A lot of the inspiration for this chapter came from Pathfinder 2E's Kingmaker Companion Guide. I know there's someone playing Kingmaker 2E in here. If you have the Companion Guide, a lot of these rules are going to look similar to you. What if you cook so good it attracts predators? Well, I mean, it might. You can just roll that. Let's see. Which means I did borrow the critical success, critical fail mechanics. So in Pathfinder 2E, if you succeed a check by 10 or more, you critically succeed. So let's say a guy's armor class is 10 and you roll a 20, meaning you roll like a dirty 20, you still crit him. And that expands to everything in Pathfinder 2E. And I thought that was so cool, I added it to the camping mechanics. Now, in 5E, because the numbers are widely different, it is a huge, this actually took a second to figure out. And even then, I'm not super confident. I think I'm close. But if you exceed a roll, meaning any of these cooking or camping rolls, if you exceed it by 5, you critically succeed. If you fail it by 5, then you critically fail. Oh, it's extremely fun. I love I actually think that's the most brilliant thing in Pathfinder 2E is the crit fail success fail thing. I think that is the smartest thing that Paizo has come up with, and I really, really like it. Let's see. Double checking real quick, making sure we're good here. So yeah, in 5E, if you succeed or fail by 5 or more, you either critically succeed or fail. Now, I do have a note in here that if you feel like this is not useful for your setting or table, feel free to treat every success or failure as a critical success or a critical failure. So if you don't like having the crit success or fail in 5e or Pathfinder 1, then you don't have to do it. Just treat it as critical success or critical fail. And Pathfinder 1, the number that I got is 8 or more. So I feel like this is a good balance. Those are the numbers that I landed on, and I think they're very, very good. What happens if a Toriko campaign? If I remember what that is. So moving on, preparing a campsite. So while it's possible to just find anywhere to camp, it's not always ideal. You must have either established a camp, blah, blah, blah. Doing so essentially when you're doing camping, you can do a number of activities. Now in this chapter, I list about, I think, 7 standard activities. And the standard activities are prepare a campsite, camouflage campsite, hunt and gather, learn a camp activity, organize watch, relax, tell a campfire story, and cooking. Trixie! I need to get sleep, and I just wanted to say I'm really looking forward to getting this book and hope I can figure out why the test Discord link is not working for me. Okay, Trixie, here, real quick. I'm going to give you my Twitter. Are you on Twitter? Here's my Twitter. My DMs are open. Why don't you message me on Twitter? Just send me a direct message, and I will try to get back to it. I'm usually pretty good at it. In fact, I've got it open right now on the screen. I'll work with you tomorrow, okay? Thank you again for that donation. That's amazing. I appreciate it. I don't know what that it says. I'm trying to figure out what that currency is. I don't recognize it. I'm sorry. Would a forest of sex stars nymphs be dangerous or deadly? For me, I consider it pretty safe. I'm pretty good in that. For others, it depends on on what your DM says. So that's between you and your DM. You can decide what that means. It's very funny though. Never Zelda. Would the plane of existence itself determine the safety? Like, I assume the Feywild or Mount Celestias would be safer than the Abyss or Hell. So Alexius, I would recommend, again, these are just guidelines, and I'll make a note in here that these are guidelines. I'm not going to stat every realm of existence, precisely because, one, that's asinine. I would just have like a full page of stuff. And two, I'm not going to hit every plane of existence because not all the planes are the same. So for example, in Pathfinder, there's no such thing as the Feywilds. You instead have the First World. And the First World is incredibly dangerous. It would be almost as dangerous as Hell, because there's certain places in Hell and the Abyss that are actually relatively safe. It depends on where you're at. Now, I default to deadly when it comes to other planes of existence almost every time. Thank you, Trixie. I appreciate you. I think I just got your message. I see you. There you are. I accepted your message. I am waving hi. I got you, bud. So yeah, if you decide that you are in the Feywilds and you don't want to use the dangerous DC, then roll 18. I mean, make the DC 18. That's not really hard at all. Yeah, no, it's definitely different every setting. I am not going to attempt to stat every realm of existence because one, that'll get me into legal trouble, and two, I just don't see a need. Yeah. So, Yeah, all of these activities take 2 hours. Again, I would base this heavily off of Pathfinder 2E's cooking rules, and I wanted it to synergize with what they already have, because I know Pathfinder 2E players just love they love adding homebrew, even though the game is pretty much completed. The Pathfinder 2E has rules for everything, so I am translating a lot of that into 5E and Pathfinder 1. So, preparing a campsite. You can use intelligence, nature, or wisdom survival. If you critically succeed, you find the perfect camp. The encounter DC for the area increases by 2, meaning the dice roll goes up by 2. It's harder to get into encounter. Success, you find a serviceable spot. Failure, like all things at the campsite work, but it takes the DC. Sorry, let's try that again. Campsite activities require a check taken to -2 penalty. Critical failure. Actually, I may need to adjust that, because -2 is huge in in not Pathfinder, but in 5e. I'll need to make a note of that. Critical failure. Your camp is a mess and you cannot perform any activities. Your encounter DC is decreased by 2. And your attempts to possibly draw the attention of others. Roll the encounter check with a new DC. So, there we go. Another camp activity. So, yeah, that's preparing a campsite. Then doing the camp activities. The numbers. I like that. That's really good. Let's see. Cool. So, one of the camp activities is provide aid. So, if someone provides you aid, the ally gets advantage or +2, or you roll the providing aid DC. You can camouflage the campsite using dexterity or stealth. Critical success, your attempts to exceed increase the DC counter by 2. Blah, blah, blah. Increase the DC counter, that sort of stuff. Camouflage, it makes it harder for people to find you. Hunt and gather. Okay, so when it comes to hunt and gather, we'll talk about this in a second, but the cooking mechanics have 2 separate types of ingredients. You have basic ingredients and special ingredients. Again, I borrowed this from Pathfinder. I'm not necessarily happy with it because I'm not wild about how their cooking mechanics work, but this is what we're going to be going with because I want synergy with that game. There are basic ingredients, which I even have a rule written down that you really don't need to keep track of the basic ingredients if you don't want to. And there's special ingredients. Special ingredients are hard to find, and they take up inventory space if you're choosing to do that. You spend 2 hours gathering supplies from the wilderness. 4 basic ingredients can be treated as 1 daily ration, and you can treat special ingredients gathered this way as daily rations or as ingredients needed to cook special foods, blah, blah, blah. So, if you're hunting and gathering, intelligence, nature, or survival, and then you have the Pathfinder ones. Critical success. You find a number of basic ingredients equal to twice the zone's DC. So, basic ingredients, let's say you're in a safe area, you find 16 basic ingredients. Plus 4 special ingredients. And that's pretty huge. If the zone is dangerous, increase it to 8. If the zone is deadly, increase it to 12. On success, you find special ingredients plus 1d4 special, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, essentially hunt and gather is for you to get ingredients for cooking. That is what that's for. We'll come back to this in a second, but these are unique camp activities that you can learn from companions. We'll talk about that later. And including activity. Learn camp activity from a companion. So this list right here, each companion that I wrote in this book has at least 2 camp activities that no other character can perform. And you can learn those with this camp activity. I know it sounds messy, but yeah, it's again, I borrowed it from Pathfinder, and if you want to just apply it to characters, you don't even need to learn it from a companion. You could just instead say, hey, I want to learn to do this, and you could just do it, work with your DM on this. Is one of the special ingredients made with love? Not quite. Head pat. We'll talk about the companion abilities next week when I go over that chapter of the book. Fair enough? The activity head pats and red... Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I'm pretty proud of these. Again, a lot of these are borrowed from the Kingmaker Companion Guide, and I was not satisfied with the Kingmaker Companion Guide. In that particular one, each companion only had one activity. They were also not very interesting, nor were they particularly good. Not only that, I also was very dissatisfied with Pathfinder 2e's cooking, and I do redo it in a way that I feel is better for everyone. So, you got learn activity, organize, watch. Essentially, you spend 2 hours forming watch. Your watch is efficient. Your first camp activities for the day do not add to the amount of time needed for you to take a long rest or the 8 hours of rest needed to regain spells. So essentially, this organized watch may not be used in your campaign if you don't like keeping track of hours, because honestly, keeping track of hours is slow and pedantic. It's very annoying. Emblem assistant, let me guess, Divine Dragon Girl? Absolutely. Activity relax. You spend 2 hours listening to campfire stories, chatting, reading, meditation, napping, or otherwise taking it easy. There is no limit to the number of times you can spend relaxing during a camping session, and you do not suffer any negatives from a critical failure from the telecampfire story. So relaxing does not require a roll, but you do get benefits to relaxing at camp, provided you take 2 hours. This is treated as a short rest. You also gain advantage on your next camping activity. You gain +2 Moralis bonus on your next camp activity. You get +1, blah, blah, blah. Can you have a limit to camp activities? I believe I have... You can only do 4 activity. You can only gain the benefit of 4 activities per camp, I think is how I have it set up. Does it matter what kind of campfire story you tell? Does giving... Yes, actually, we'll come back to that. Yeah. No. It's fine, Lenny. No. Lenny, you're fine. So yeah, I believe 4 activities is the limit that I wrote. I'll double check on that later, but I do need to keep the stream going. That's all. I'm pretty sure it's 4. Tell a campfire story. You spend 2 hours telling a story, either from a previous adventure or something that was told to you from another campfire story. If you are using the commonly house-ruled I know a guy rule, this is the perfect time to implement that rule, but instead in the form of lore. And so if you do not know, the I know a guy rule is a way to allow the DM a way to organically help the characters to the next plot. So let's say they're in town, they don't know what to do, and they're like, hey, I know a guy, and the DM invents a character for them to do, or they'll take a pre-established NPC and say, yeah, you know this guy. It's a very good house rule. I highly recommend it. But instead of using the I know a guy rule, you're like, hey, I heard a story about this. And even the DM could fill that in for you. So for example, let's say you're hunting a Tatzelworm. I'm just using that because that's what we're encountering in Kingmaker right now. You say, I will tell a campfire story that I heard about Tatzelworms, and the DM could fill that gap in for you. It's a very cool camp activity that I actually borrowed from Kingmaker that I really, really like. Let's gather around the campfire and sing the campfire song. Any companions within earshot of the story potentially gains the benefits of this activity. If a character is performing the hunt and gather activity during this time that this tell a campfire story is being performed, they do not gain the benefit of tell a campfire story. The knowledge, intelligence skills that are available to make this check should be best suited to the situation and the story being told. So the way I have it, so for example, I actually have it very flexible. So the tell a campfire story skill table. If you're using 5e, you can, depending on the story that you're telling, you can use Arcana, History, Nature, or Religion, or you can use a performance check. So, for example, we're talking about the Tatzelworm again, but you have no rangers in the party, so you don't have anyone with a nature check. Maybe you use a history roll instead, and that history roll like tells you, hey, I heard about a town that was terrorized by a Tatzelworm. They like wormed their way into houses, like they're really small and they're really vicious, and they have poison, or and they have like a special breath weapon. You can use history for that, or Arcana. It's like, hey, I don't know anything about Tatzelworms, but I saw in a book once that they are tied to they're a type of dragon, and you can use Arcana for it. Does that make sense? Like, I made this super duper flexible. So the Tell a Campfire Story is instead a check based on your character level. So for 5e, it'll be 10 plus your proficiency bonus. And I think that's fair. Because as you level up, like, the proficiency bonus gets bigger and you just get strong. Like, that's just going to be easy. Thank you, Lenny. Yeah, stories come from many places. Absolutely. Yeah, critical. So yeah, if you critically succeed a campfire story, your allies gain an advantage on all skill checks, attack rolls, and saving throws made during the camping session. Meaning, if you finish your campfire story, that means your allies will get advantage on all their camp activities. That's really powerful. That's really good. And if you just succeed as critical success, except you only gain the bonuses for one skill check and one saving throw each. So there you go. So not only is Tell a Campfire Story a very good tool for the DM, it will also be a very good tool for camping, meaning you can buff your allies as they tell the campfire story. So I think this is one of the coolest things in the Kingmaker book, and I definitely wanted to put it in here. Does anyone have any questions about the activities so far? Because I will be moving on to cooking very, very soon. My activities would be fishing and relaxing, maybe a story, or maybe just looking at the fire and enjoying each other's company. What would be yours? Well, again, you do have a party of a lot of people. So I think this is what sold me on the Kickstarter. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Again, I'm not gonna take credit for a lot of these activities because I did borrow it from Pathfinder 2e, but I think I did improve on it. It was limited in the Kingmaker book. Like, it was very cool, but it didn't add the I know a guy rule. Would the proficiency tie into expertise as well? You could use expertise. You can absolutely use expertise because most campfires are just skill checks. Campfire stories, Matt Pat's lore make me strong. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. So, cooking. So here's what we got. We talked about the skill checks needed. For 5e, you can use Arcana, History, or Survival. If you take Amazing Cook, you can expand on that. So the way I want to show this needs to be taken very slowly. So I'll talk about it real quick. To cook a single meal from this book, you need 1 daily ration, you need basic ingredients, and you need special ingredients. Rations. The cost of rations are available in each game's player's handbook. So in the 5e book, Pathfinder 1 and 2, ration costs are in there. Refer to that. Most GMs choose not to keep track of daily rations, but it is recommended for the purpose of cooking reagents. So if you are using the cooking rules, I highly suggest keeping track of rations. Basic ingredients. Basic ingredients are common and easy to gather. If the players and the GMs wish, they can choose to basically ignore basic ingredients entirely. You don't have to use basic ingredients because you are already keeping track of rations. And to be honest, basic ingredients are kind of boring. I do not like them. A single daily ration can be easily disassembled and used as 3 basic ingredients. Here's a campfire story. Once upon a time, the good end, and now everyone falls asleep. Special ingredients. Special ingredients are harder to come by and are a bit more rare. They're typically only harvested through the hunt and gather activity. However, a single ingredient, 2 if critically successful, can be harvested from certain creatures at the approval of the GM with a DC check listed below. So I included this is just a thing that anyone can do at any time. So harvest special ingredients. So let's say you kill a monster. Let's say you kill that tatzelworm and you want to harvest the tatzelworm meat. You do a wisdom, medicine, or survival check. This is letting you butcher the animal. Or let's say you find a special group of plants. This will let you harvest the plants. The check is 8 plus the CR of the creature. So let's say you kill a 6 CR creature. The DC will be 6 plus 8, so it should be 14. I think I'm doing the math right on that. Yeah, it'll be 14. I think that makes sense. Is everyone following so far? I hope everyone's still with me. Because we're breaking down cooking into very tight mechanics. I'm just going to give it a second. I have not seen anyone say anything, so I hope everyone's keeping track. Goodness. Okay, I'm going to keep going. All right. So, seeing the Kickstarter. Oh, okay. Appreciate it. All right. Is there any rules for handling gathering ingredients for a humanoid? I'm kind of walking around listening. Okay. So gathering ingredients from a humanoid, you can choose to do that if you want. Again, at the approval of the GM. So if you say you kill a human and you're like, hey, I'm going to harvest his heart. If the GM says it's cool, the GM says it's cool. I love them in the recipes. Oh, thank you, Yamato. Okay. It is recommended to treat special ingredients as special consumables or reagents for cooking. Use this table when determining if a substitution is successful. Okay, so in the book as well, I have so I'm gonna go over to here. So aberrant brain, that is one of the recipes in this book. So this is basically like a mind flayer brain. Think of it like that, but legally distinct because we can't put mind flayers in the book. So let's say you kill a mind flayer. You can instead use this harvest ingredient special table here, and you can determine if you can take its brain to make the aberrant brain. Substitution. Ingredients may be substituted with the brain of an aberration or creature level 7 or CR7 or higher slain within the last 24 hours. See page 119. This is the page I'm referring to right here. Yes, my favorite meal, illithid calamari. So, you can either choose to use substitutions or you can use the universal special ingredients. To the DM's approval. First dish, mind flayer brain. I know. But brains are a delicacy in some culture. Hell, I actually went to a barbecue where they ate pig brains. I was too much of a coward to eat it. I should have tried it, but yeah, no. But yeah. Let's see. Favorite meals. Favorite meals are special bonuses. Favorite meals are special bonuses that last for 24 hours. A character gains the benefit of a favorite meal if they consume a meal that should say critical success. That just says success. All characters gain the benefit. Oh, okay. A character gains the benefit of a favorite meal if they consume that meal with a success. So, like, when you have a character, you can make something their favorite meal. And if they eat that food, they get the favorite meal bonus. If it's a critically succeeded food, then you can treat it as their favorite meal. You get the favorite meal bonus. Hard pass on the brains. Yeah, me too. We eat pig brain for Christmas. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Pretty common. Yep. See, now remember, in the 5e section, I have that amazing cook feature. If you are married, every meal you cook for your spouse is considered their favorite meal. And that is my favorite bit of flavor text plus mechanics that I've ever come up with. I think that's the cutest fucking thing, and that is my favorite thing when it comes to designing, because I love it when the mechanics can match the flavor. Ah, that's so fucking cool. I love it. I'm so fucking smart. Sorry, I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back for that one. That was smart of me. I like that. Anyway, each character may declare one favorite meal. You may declare your favorite meal at character creation, or whenever you consume that meal and its gain of success effects twice or critical success once. Once a favorite meal is declared, it cannot be changed unless a character experiences a critical success on a different meal. Companions do not change their favorite meals. Is there a dish for every culture? American, Asian, Italian? I may have accidentally done that. I did not seek out to purposely do that. So maybe, but I did not try. I just came up with a bunch of ideas I thought were fun and or cool and or funny, and I put them in the book. I did not actively seek to represent every culture. So sorry, but I think I did end up actually doing it. No questions. Thank you. So, skills for cooking, we've talked about that. Recipe costs. Recipes must be known, bought, or earned, or discovered and kept like spells for a wizard. They can typically be bought from innkeepers, specialty cook shops, or guarded like ancient secrets. The prices listed are suggested for your own games. You do not need to use my cost, but you can if you want. Requirements for cooking. Several recipes require specific conditions to be met before the meal can be made. Usually these are in the form of racial requirements, spell requirements, or special location requirements. We'll talk about that in a bit. Substitutions. Special recipes allow for substitutions that don't require characters to expend their usual cooking ingredients. Unless stated otherwise, the cook prepared the meal using substitution does not need to expend any rations, basic, or special ingredients. So basically, if you kill a mind flayer, harvest its brains, you can use the substitution to feed your entire campsite. You do not need to... So this was one of the things that I disliked about Pathfinder 2E's cooking mechanics, is that you have to use special ingredients, basic ingredients, and rations for every meal. The substitution thing, that is my invention. So, yeah, we'll talk about those as we get to them. Meals prepared with substitutions could feed a campsite of 10 characters. Use the harvest ingredients table, blah, blah, blah. If a camp does not have 10 people, any excess servings of the meal can be stored as rations in the party inventory and can be used for preparing additional meals. So let's say you kill a mind flayer, you cook the aberrant brain, but you only have 5 people in the campsite. Everyone gets the benefit of the aberrant brain, provided they eat it. Then they can store the 5 remaining portions in their inventory as 5 rations. So that'll let you, like, it does feed into itself. Pun not intended. Are there rules for failing a cooking check? Yes, I do have that. Yeah, leftovers. Yeah, you go. All of your spouse's favorite foods are hated by the patron. Thank you. All right. There are 2 different types of cooking meals. You spend 2 hours preparing a meal. You expend 2 basic ingredients per serving you wish, as well as 1 daily ration per serving. So, again, to cook a basic meal, you use 1 ration, 2 basic ingredients, and your party can get these benefits. So even if you don't want to cook a special meal, like you don't want to cook ASMR hair pasta, you can still make this. And even if you don't have any recipes, you can still cook at your camp. That way the party still gets stuff. So cooking a basic meal, you gain 1d10 temporary HP for 24 hours and gain advantage on a single saving throw during that time. So cooking a basic meal, even if you don't make one of the really neat recipes in this book, it's still pretty fucking strong. As critical success, except no healing or bonus HP is granted. If you fail, your meals are satiating but provide no benefit. And if you critically fail, your meal is comically bad. The saving throw disadvantage bonus you would get during that time is instead disadvantage / penalty. So next one. So cook special meal. Now again, you spend 2 hours cooking a special meal listed in this book or from the Pathfinder Kingmaker Adventure Path Companion Guide. To cook a special meal, you must expend 1 ration, as well as the recipe's listed basic and special ingredients for each serving listed. So if you cook, let's say you want to cook ASMR hair pasta for 5 characters, that means you need to expend 5 daily rations and 4 basic ingredients each. So you are spending 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. So that is 20 basic ingredients and 5 rations. I think that makes sense. I think I explained that well enough. But it's kind of costly to prepare special meals. You can actually play as Mithra, bad at cooking. So, you may... Okay. Let's see. Yeah. You may attempt to cook a special meal multiple times during a camping session, but each attempt must be a different recipe and special ingredients for each serving you wish to cook. So unless the meal specifies otherwise, all of the effects last for 24 hours or until you prepare a camp again, whichever comes first. So critical success, it lists on it. So you gain disadvantage. Shouldn't that be next saving throw? You know what? That's actually a really good point. I'll fix that. Thank you. I'll make a note. I'm going to put... next saving throw cooking special meal. Give me a second. I will answer some questions. I'm just writing this down. I'm going to write this in Waifu mistakes. What page is that? That is page 120. Page 120. Okay. Okay. So, no one else could have the bonus until no one could use the bonus until the... Yeah, good point. So it's just next saving throw. I need to fix that. So the food that we currently have, so ASMR hair pasta. The recipe costs 8 gold pieces. It is designed for 5th level characters in mind. The DC to prepare ASMR hair pasta is 13. If it is your favorite meal, during the duration of this effect, you can use your reaction to gain cold resistance against a single spell or ability. So let me read the success and fail things real quick. I hope she makes a lots of spaghetti. It sounds like an autobiography. Okay, so if you cook the meal, critical success. The meal grants advantage to all saving throws versus effects with cold damage or cold effects for 24 hours. Success, as critical success, but only constitution saving throws. So if you succeed, you get advantage on cold effects on your constitution saving throws for 24 hours. Again, very, very specific, but it is quite good. If you critically succeed, then it goes to all saving throws versus cold or cold effects, cold damage or cold effects. If it's your favorite meal or you roll a critical success, during the duration of that, you can use your reaction to gain cold resistance against a single spell or ability, and you can keep using that. I personally really like that design space. So let's say, would an iron stomach trait save you from a critical fail in cooking? To be honest, I'm kind of interested in making like an iron stomach trait. I'll add it in the suggestions. Iron stomach trait /feat. It's not a bad idea. What's your reasoning for cold damage resistance? Name would suggest necrotic or negative energy. So the reason I'm using cold, oh, I remember. It is a pun, or no, it's a reference to papyrus and the cold spaghetti. And in my mind, it also, it did not affect the design space for some of Pathfinder 2E's already established meals. Plus, there's already other things in this book that affect necrotic and negative energy. So yeah. I think that was the joke when I wrote it down. I believe that's what we came up with. Believe me, we're going to talk about more foods in a bit. That's you guys. Oh my god, you actually did it. Holy shit. I just saw the number go up. Hold up. What the fuck? Hold on. Refreshing my page. I need to see this. Zaluna. Oh my god. Okay. Zaluna did, though. I see Zaluna. I see you in there. Thank you, by the way. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Oh, beautiful. Thank you. I will keep an eye out. Again, I'm trying not to show this screen in particular because that does have sensitive information, and I don't want that to harm anyone, you know? Okay, so the next one, Aberrant Brains. I was actually I was so proud of this. Oh, also, you guys want to see the original artwork that she sent me? It's horrifying. Oh my god. Okay, I never ever say this, but no joke, unironically, content warning. Close your screen if you do not want to see a realistically drawn brain. I'm absolutely serious. Cuz I'm where is it? Let me go to my assets, homebrew PDFs, assets. I'm going to tell you when the food comes up, okay? All right, it is coming up. Close your phone, look away if you do not want to see this, because it is very chilling to look at. Okay? All right. This was the original artwork that my artist sent me. This is the brain she sent me. I told her, I'm like, that's freaky as shit. Like, that was bothering me to look at. That is such a detailed and well-drawn brain. I'm actually going to close that. That is such a well-drawn brain that I know that was going to upset people. And I said, I have to color that blue. There's no way I can put that in the book. Yeah, no, absolutely. So I think making it purple and making the juices blue was the right call. And I think everyone's going to kind of agree with me on that one. Because that's rough looking. That is definitely some brains. I've seen worse. No, I know. But here's the thing. I'm not afraid to date controversy, believe me. But if I can avoid a situation where I have to explain myself, I'm going to, because I'm lazy. And two, that one actually fucked me up a little bit. Like, I'm not gonna lie. That was an anatomically accurate brain. Yeah. Yep. I understand most people have seen worse. This is the fucking internet. And believe me, I was a 4chan baby back in the day. I've seen some fucked up shit. I don't want to see it again. Yep. So, aberrant brain. The most powerful aberrations will devour brains and gain their knowledge. This dish proves that they were onto something. This difficult dish is created using the brain of a recently slain aberration. By the way, I'm going to read the flavor text for ASMR hair pasta. ASMR hair pasta. This simple pasta dish with noodles is as thin and as beautiful as ASMR hair. No ASMR were harmed during the cooking of this meal. Anyway, back over here. So the price is 50 GP, ingredients 2 basic, 3 special. You may substitute a brain of an aberration that was level 7 or higher if it was slain within the last 24 hours. No, that artwork is so fucking good. It is unreal how good that artwork is. It's so good. It's actually kind of freaky. Like, congrats. Like, she did it. Like, Serenity is a fantastic artist. Like, it's unreal how good that is. Sorry, I'm checking something real quick. I'm getting messages. I apologize. Fantastic. Okay. To the left. All the controversy you want is in the box to the left. Yep. So, the preparation to cook this is 17. Critical success. You are temporarily filled with the power of a great brain-devouring creature. You gain advantage to intelligence skill checks and saving throws. That's really good. You gain advantage on intelligence saving throws for 24 hours if you only succeed. Critical failure. Your mind floods with visions of horror as you see the victims of slain aberrations. Have you seen the victims of the slain aberration over the course of 24 hours? Within that time, you are sickened by what you see and suffer a disadvantage with wisdom and intelligence skill saving throws. Skills and saving throws. Wow. Favorite meal, you gain advantage to all saving throws against aberrations for 24 hours. So I think this is a really cool meal. I also forgot to note... Oh, yeah, so the reason it does cold... by the way, here's the reason it does cold. The pasta is cold and unpleasant and causes disadvantage to saving throws against effects that deal cold damage for 24 hours. That's just funny. Wizard's least favorite dish. Yep. Moving on to acid-seared Gorgon ribs. A Gorgon... So this is not Gorgon as in, like, Medusa Gorgon. This is Gorgon as in an iron bull. I'm going to go Gorgon 5E. So this is kind of what I'm talking about. It's this creature. I'm going to make sure there's nothing on screen. Okay, cool. I'm talking about this creature. This is the Gorgon that I mean. Yep. Woo! Thank you. So, acid-seared Gorgon ribs. A Gorgon bowl is a difficult meal to prepare, but extremely tender and delicious once the metallic flesh is removed and simmered in its own innards and light acid. Recipe, 70 gold pieces. 5 basic, 3 special. Substitution. Ingredients may be substituted with the remains of a Gorgon creature level 5 or CR higher. See page 19. So if you kill a Gorgon, you can use its ingredients. Requirements. If you're using the substitution, you must be able to cast a spell using you must be able to cast a spell or use an ability that deals acid damage. Hello, I want to buy that handbook. Well, if you would like, feel free to come on over. Thank you, Tyax. Thank you very much. Feel free to head on over to the Complete Waifu Handbook. Feel free to pledge. If you are new, I have some tiers that may interest you. For $10, you can get our song. For $25, you can get the PDF. $45 for the soft cover, $65 for the hardcover. If you want both, it's an easy $100. If you want both plus a pillow plush, $135. If you want everything plus a Daki, $200. If you want to create a recipe, there is a $500... Actually, there may only be one of those left. Let me check that real quick. I should point out, there's only one of these left. If you want to design a recipe, there is only one left. It is $500, but you also get both books. You also get a pillow plush and a Dakimakura. The PDF is for the finished one. No, the PDF is currently the beta test. Also, if you want to do some add-ons, here are the add-ons down here. $35 for a pillow plush, $45 for an extra copy, $60 for a Daki, $60 for an extra hardcover, or $60 for our orc-made Daki. We are currently making our Sand Elf Daki girl. Thank you very much. All right. If you critically succeed the acid-seared Gorgon ribs, you get a +1 armor you get a +1 bonus to armor class as your skin grows dense and you feel as hard as steel plates. In addition, you are immune to petrification for 24 hours. Success as critical success, except you are not immune to petrification, so you get +1 armor class. If it's your favorite meal, acid resistance for the next 24 hours. Quest, get Gorgon meat, adventure rank A+. Ooh, that sounds we should come up with adventure quests like that. Need a ghost wolf docky? I mean, you can commission it for sure. All right. Let's see. Success as a critical... Oh, yeah. Critical failure. The dish was prepared completely wrong. You take 2d4 acid damage and damage your teeth and jaw. You cannot consume foods for the next 24 hours unless subject to a lesser restoration spell. A5 Wagyu Gorgon. That's funny. Anyway, there's the Gorgon ribs. This one, Azada Ale. Now, I know a lot of you do not play Pathfinder, but I think Azada are featured in something D&D? I could be wrong on that. Azada is basically a chaotic good angel. That's not entirely correct, but just roll with it, okay? They're basically like celestial fae. They're like celestial fairies. They're all very cool. About 20 to 25 second differences. Got it. So, Azada Ale. This wild and chaotic ale can only be made when brewed in the courts of Elysium, meaning the chaotic good plane of existence. This ale is so powerful it can make even a devil cut loose. Enemy fan, $9.99. For those not familiar, the reason that the D&D Gorgon is an iron-plated bull is that they use some old European bestiary as a reference. Mr. Rex has a good video on it. Thank you, anime fan. Appreciate that. Thank you, Lenny Face. All right, so the rest. This is one of the more powerful items. One of the more powerful recipes in the book. The requirements: it must be prepared in Elysium or a magical realm full of powerful, chaotic, good creatures. I will not bend on that. I'm not getting rid of alignments. Fuck anyone who tries. Chaotic, good creatures. There is also a hangover DC. I am the alignment guy. I'm not budging on that. Hangover DC. After the effects of this ale wears off, you must succeed a skill check or be placed under a debilitating condition, see below, for 24 hours. Azada did appear in 4E, but they were different. Yep. Finally, rules for being drunk. So, the DC creating the Azada Ale is 22. That's very hard. Your favorite meal. Oh, yeah, let's go with it. Fair enough, Lenny. Fair enough. Alignment was never the problem. The problem was enforcing alignment. Would high-level characters who are also chaotic good count? You know, that's not a bad plan. You know what? This is getting a upgrade anyway, and I do suspect we will hit the $125,000 goal. So if we hit that goal, yeah, I think we can. I think I'll play with this a bit more. I basically plan to restructure most of this book. I do have a prototype copy of the book right here, and I do like it. Like, it came out very well. But I am noticing some shortcomings that I would like to change. So, yeah, I'll probably add a note about that. I do like that, though. High-level chaotic good characters. That's at least very interesting. So, the hangover DC. You need to make a DC 20 medicine check or be under the poison condition. And the poison condition is specifically a thing in 5e. If it's your favorite meal... oh yeah, let's check out that in a second. So, critical success. Your alignment temporarily switches to chaotic good. Or, sorry, your chaotic... Your alignment temporarily switches to chaotic. Your good, neutral, or evil alignment stays the same. You gain resistance to non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. You also gain resistance to lightning and a +5 bonus to all of your movement speed and advantage to all saving throws. That's the critical success. It is very hard to get that. Success as critical success, except you have advantage on the hangover DC. Oh, you have disadvantage on the hangover DC. Got it. Alignment. Malicious compliance. Would it be a wisdom, con, or skill check? You know, I made it a skill check rather than a saving throw, and I'm wondering if that was a mistake. I think maybe just a constitution save might be better. Yeah, I'm not sure why I decided this. Yeah, I might add to it. Like, you can either make a skill check or a saving throw. That might actually be the solution. Either you tank a saving throw or you do a medicine check. I like that better. Yeah. Making a note. Making a note. So, Azada Ale. Saving throw or skill check. Got it. Thank you. So if Wrinkle drank this, he becomes chaotic evil? Yep. Now, if it's your favorite meal, or if it's a critical success, you do not change alignments, nor do you suffer the hangover effect. So if it's a critical success, you're great. That's one way to stave off the bleaching. Are there any other meals like that that alter or influence alignment? I think this is the only one I put in. If we hit the expanded recipes, I will create foods that affect the other alignments, because I really like that. Like I don't know, what's a notoriously lawful souffle, where the souffle is a notoriously difficult pastry to create, because if you mess it up at all, it deflates. I would make it a skill check. I still like the idea of a saving throw DC. Like, you're so tanky, you just tank through the hangover. I think that's fine. But I like choosing one or the other. Can you save dishes and use them later like makeshift potions? No. Well, okay. So that's a good question. Let me get back to you on that, because again, I borrowed a lot of these rules from Pathfinder. Pathfinder assumes you consume it immediately. But I do like the idea that you could store it. There is actually a dish that straight up says it's good for like 100 years. So a souffle that turns you into a cop. Now I'm imagining like a lawful good, or like a lawful neutral, like cop donut. Like, if you eat the donut, like, it turns you into a lawful character, which is interesting. Or maybe like angel food cake that makes you good. I already have a tiefling food cake, but we can work with that. Yeah, let's come back to that. Anyway, yeah, Azada Ale. So yeah, that's, oh yeah. As critical, critical failure. You go on a bad trip. Your alignment switches to chaotic neutral for 24 hours. During that time, you are under the effects of the confusion spell. It might mess you up if you're a cleric, champion, or paladin. I am aware of that, and I kind of like it. Again, I will probably add notes in the future update saying, like, hey, while under the effects of this ale, if you didn't knowingly consume it, don't punish the player. Or do, but make it interesting, you know? If you had an iron stomach, is there an iron liver? We can probably add something to that. Maybe we'll add more alcohol to the book. Eating a donut becomes a critical part of your alter ego. Next food. Azure Hummus. A special hummus created by a renowned blue-haired sand elf chef. The dish is an oddly cool, fruity, and fluffy. The dish is oddly cool, fruity, and fluffy. Asmodean brandy. Ooh, lets you detect lies. Ooh, I love that. Ooh. I like that. Okay, Azure Hummus. Critical success gives you advantage on all saving throw effects with fire or cold effects. That's a mistake. That should not be in there. Hold up. It should not it should not help you against cold effects. Or maybe it... That shouldn't... No, that's not in there. Azure hummus. Hot or cold. Yeah, that shouldn't work like that. Yeah, see, even in Pathfinder, it gives all saving throws versus fire. Yeah. Fire. No, it should not do cold. Yeah, that's a mistake. Okay. Gives you advantage on all saving throws versus fire for 24 hours as critical success, but only dexterity saving throws. So basically, this will help you dodge fireballs. Fits with the Orient theme. Yeah, no, absolutely. So, I made the Sand Elves back when I was in high school with my buddy who was from Afghanistan, and I want to make sure that something is in there for Sand Elves. So I guess I did actively try to represent a lot of cultures. Yeah. During the duration of this effect, you can use your reaction to gain fire resistance against a single spell or ability. Could you combine meals? No. The reason you can't combine meals, purely a balance thing, but with the mythic path that's coming out, there will be a cooking thing that says you can cook multiple meals either at the same time, or you can cook meals in a way that they can have more than one effect. So you can cook 2 different meals and they'll gain the benefit of both. So that is coming up in the mythic path. Banshee Bisque. Although called a bisque, this creamy soup is made with questionably strained protein and filtered through necromantic energies. It's probably better not to ask the chef what's in it. This one's expensive. And the requirements. It must be prepared by an undead chef or a creature that can cast 4th level necromancy spells, or must be prepared within a graveyard. Let's see. Critical success, you gain thunder resistance for 24 hours, meaning resistance to sonic damage. During that time, you also have advantage to all saving throws against spells and abilities that deal thunder damage or utilize sound in their effects. Yeah. Shugekyu no Soma. I think that's Food Wars, right? As critical success, but you do not gain advantage against all creatures that utilize sound. Let's see. The food was awful. You gain an overwhelming feeling of dread as you suffer disadvantage to charisma saving throws for 24 hours. Interesting. For the graveyard, do you just ask the spirits to make a bisque? No. For the graveyard, it's filtered through necromantic energies. That's the flavor. Is that like the necromantic like energy in the air like makes the bisque possible. I also have being prepared by an undead chef. I think that's fucking cool. Or can cast 4th level necromancy spells. I also think that's really cool. Right, Pathfinder will make me change this as well. All right. Favorite meal, you gain advantage to all saving throws against spells and abilities from undead creatures for 24 hours. That's actually really strong. I may need to adjust that. All undead? Ooh. Fuck it, I don't care. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta make... Yeah, why not? Okay. All right, so this one was... this was a challenge. This literally took me... I'm not joking. This literally took me 3 days to write up. Buffalo Wyvern Wings. A hot and spicy chicken-style wings, TM, made from dragon flesh. It has a powerful kick of flavor. So, it only costs 1 gold piece. It takes 6 special ingredients, or you can use a substitution. So here's the thing, like, this is a very demanding dish. It is designed so that you cannot make it without using the substitution. You can make it, but it's very, very difficult. But yeah, so the substitution, an ingredient that comes from a dragon creature type or a creature with the dragon trait. So, the way this works, when cooking using the substitution ingredients, the DC of the meal increases by 1 for each creature level or CR that the creature had. So, if you kill a level 1 dragon, the DC goes up by 1. If you kill a level 10 dragon or a CR 10 dragon, the DC goes up by 10. Note that if the dragon had an affinity for an elemental energy type, i.e. a red dragon has an affinity for fire damage, blah, blah, blah. If the dragon used didn't have a clear affinity, the GM decides the most appropriate energy type. Can you use a divine dragon? Technically, yes. Technically, yes. Let's see. Are those wings boneless? I mean, you can make them boneless, but you're essentially eating a chicken nugget. I'm actually not a wings, like, I'm not a wing, what am I trying to say? I am not a wing snob. If you like boneless chicken wings, I personally like boneless chicken wings. I don't have a problem with that. So, the design space that I use for buffalo wyvern wings is that the stronger the dragon you kill, the more powerful, like, the food becomes. What if we use an aspect of Tiamat Bahamut? Well, then, what's the DC of those characters? So, I don't know what the DC of Bahamut is, but I'm going to guess at least 20. So, the DC will be like 31. So, yeah. Anyway, Buffalo Wyvern Wings. So, if you kill a level 1 dragon, the DC, instead of 11, becomes 12. You gain resistance against the energy efficiency of the dragon that you devoured. If you kill a level 6 dragon, the DC goes up to 17. Your weapon damage deals an additional 1d6 energy damage of the energy affinity of the dragon you devoured. If you kill a level 10 dragon, the DC goes up to 21. Like, see, yeah. As an action, you unleash a breath weapon, and basically you get the breath weapon. And then this is how the breath weapon works. Critical success. The meal grants you all of the bonuses listed for your DC and lower for 24 hours. Success is just as critical success. You either succeed or you fail on this one. If you succeed normally, then you get all the benefits. Critical failure. The wings don't sit right with you, and instead makes you uneasy as if you had the soul of a slain dragon watching you. You suffer disadvantage on saving throws against the frightened condition for the next 24 hours. If it's your favorite meal, you gain advantage to intimidate and persuasion for 24 hours. I shit you not, this was the hardest meal to make, and it was really fun. I really like that one. So, Bulette Wellington, a tenderloin of a great beast wrapped in a beautiful pastry shell. This meal combines the best elements of a decadent meat, sinful pastry, and an amazing presentation. Costs 800, blah, blah, blah. Ingredients, you may substitute with the remains of a Bulette, creature level 7 or CR 5 or higher. So yeah, if you cook a Bulette. A Bulette, I'm actually trying to remember what those are. I made this recipe, I should know. That's a Bulette. It's like it's a monster that leaps and bites. So the inspiration was to help you leap and bite. Let's go back up. Ooh, did we get more money? We did, thank you. I want to see who did that. Kenneth, I think, I'm not certain I understood what she wrote there. I'm sorry. Yeah, they're land sharks. Yeah, sorry. They're graboids. I think I like that. So, yep. Critical success. You gain a plus 10 bonus to all of your movement speeds and ignore difficult terrain for 24 hours. Once during this 24-hour period, you may use an additional action after taking a double move. So this is basically letting you do the charge attack with a single, and then you get an action. Mine goes to blue mage-like abilities. Realistic Gibble. If it's your favorite meal, you gain advantage to athletic checks for 24 hours. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not going to read all the critical failures because, God, that sounds annoying. I'm just going to go through the ones that are funny or cool. Huh. If you use your action to dash. Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, that's a good idea. Bulette, Wellington, action to dash. Thank you. Chilled troll liver. Stealing it. Stealing it. It's in the Discord server. Causes regeneration. Love it. Perfect. Well done. No notes. I'd love to back the Kickstarter, but I barely make enough to... Listen, again, join the Discord server and share this. I'm serious. Share this like a motherfucker. I normally wouldn't be annoying about it, but like, you know? Dire ramen. This was just funny to me. It is a complicated hearty soup filled with greens, onion, seaweed, bamboo shoots, and a hearty broth. This is the most powerful non-legendary ingredient in the book. Special. When preparing the dire ramen, declare one type of protein you intend to include. Depending on the type, you gain a different bonus depending on the attribute. So if you include red meat, this affects strength, dex, con, whatever. So basically, when you cook the dire ramen, choose a stat or an attribute. If you critically succeed, you get a +2 bonus to the attribute associated with the protein of the dish. Meaning instead of 16 strength, you can have 20 strength. If you already have 20 strength, I personally think this can go beyond the level 20 limit, but I don't know about that one. That's bordering on epic stuff. Maybe not. Thank you, Lori. Let's see. If it's your favorite meal, you gain advantage to all skill checks associated with the protein added to the meal. Critical failure. I love this. This was me having fun. Critical failure. The dish is off and you can tell. You become insufferable explaining how this wasn't authentic ramen and refuse to eat another special meal for 1 week. I thought that was funny. Oh, okay. Thank you, Kenneth. That's appropriate. Yeah, I love... God, the food is so good. Look at how good that fucking is. That's crazy. Any special meal? Yeah, any special meal. Any special meal. Meaning, if you want to use the most powerful, like, dish in the book, but if you critically failed to make it, yeah, that's a punishment. That is straight up a punishment. Yeah. Yep. Dryad's Delight. It is a special trail mix created with various edible barks, nuts, and berries, a favorite of the Dryads. You turn into one of those food elitists. Oh, hey, a sorcerer. Oh, shoot. Sorcerers don't use books. He turned actually into a debuff. Yeah, I totally did. So, Dryad's Delight. You gain advantage to all spell saving throws and effects that cause the exhausted condition. As critical success, but you must use your reaction to gain the advantage roll. During the duration of this effect, you can use your reaction to gain advantage on a saving throw against a spell from the Druid spell list for 24 hours. No, I said... Sorry. Sorcerer. Tie. Okay. Wait, no, instead of nerf to stats if it... No, no, you just don't... No, 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 no. So I want to make the punishment a punishment, but I don't want to make it debilitating. I personally hate it when it's super debilitating because it is just food. Like, you should have some negatives, but nothing, like, too bad, you know? Like, you don't take negatives to your stats. That's ridiculous. Thank you, Alexius. I appreciate you. So, yeah. Basically, this is an anti-druid thing, if you want that. Anything like catnip? I did not plan that. No, I did not plan anything like catnip. Although that, honestly... Because adding catnip is the equivalent of putting drugs and edibles into the book. And I'm actually kind of pushing the limit when it comes to alcohol. Because if you add alcohol to any game, that actually fucks with your ESRB rating. I'm not joking. Like, yeah. That's just weed. Yeah, no. No, me personally, you know, I'm vaguely libertarian, so you know, I like my weed. So I think it's fine, but I'm not going to add that in a book. The Frosted Wolf Donut. Made from frosted sugar canes high upon the winter peaks, the winter wolves have developed a breaded frosted sugar cane and use animal fat to fry them into dough. So that is a pure sugar donut. Critical success. The meal grants resistance to fire damage for 24 hours. If it's your favorite meal, you gain advantage on dexterity and charisma saving throws versus any effects that involve fire damage. If you critically fail, you have a bad reaction and get the shivers. You suffer disadvantage to dexterity saves for 24 hours. Pretty simple. I like that one. That one's really cute. Gelatinous cubelets. Oh, yeah, this one. This was the first one we came up with. I think this was the first meal we officially made. Gelatinous cubelets. This meal places a great deal of trust on the chef. These delicate cubes are assorted into several flavors and can be appreciated by the truly refined and brave or stupid. One second. Just checking something. Okay. Substitution. Ingredients may be substituted with the dead remains of an ooze of a creature level 8 or higher slain within the past 24 hours. So, critical success. By the way, the DC is 18. That is very high. You become immune to acid damage, disease, poison, and poison damage for 24 hours if you critically succeed, which means you need a DC 23 to get that. As critical success, except the immunities only apply to effects and damages from oozes. On critical failure, the dish was cut from the wrong part of the... it should say ooze, and causes you to become poisoned, and you take 3d4 acid damage every 4 hours for the next 24 hours. That one's actually kind of extreme. I may change that, but that's funny to me. Okay, I need to check. Y'all check if, hold up, real quick. I'm going to check my, ad for tomorrow. Give me a second. I need to approve this real fast. Wait, hold up. I just realized you can't hear this shit. Let me change it so you can hear it. Waifu update time. As of this recording, we just hit $87,000. And as of this editing and upload, however, this will likely change. We have been steadily gaining around $2,000 per day on the Kickstarter, meaning by the end of the weekend, we should have our newest stretch goal unlocked, the waifu equipment. And man, I'm excited for that chapter. We have tons of funny ideas like magical maid outfits, mythic frying pans, and the funniest and best of all, an intelligent Dakimakura. Come on. You gotta admit, that would make a hilarious item in any campaign. And at the very least, you could make it a cursed item and... Oh, shoot. Okay, not a joke. While I was talking this out, it actually gave me a really funny idea. I'm not joking. I just thought of this. A cursed yandere Dakimakura definitely needs to be an item in this book. I mean, you could make this cursed item the police girl if you want. I'm sure she'd had some things to say about that. All right, I gotta go write out some stuff for the stretch goals. Thank you again to everyone who has supported us, and if you've been on the fence about it, I highly suggest checking out the Kickstarter. I'm certain there is something in there you will like. Okay, you know what? In fact, if we reach $90,000 before the weekend is over, I will make our beta test Discord server open to everyone in this video. So far, this beta test Discord server has been exclusive to pre-campaign VIP backers and people who have come into the live streams. In it, you will receive a free copy of the beta test PDF. So if you want to get access to that, please share the video and the Kickstarter around, and let's make the coolest and goofiest book we can. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a cursed item to make. Cool. Works for me. Add something like Greater Restoration, removes the Addis effect. Yeah, add that it shouldn't kill you. I think we should add that. Yeah, I'll put that in there. Love it. Waifu, what's up?
Nothing. I'm heading for bed.
Oh, okay. Well, come on in.
I'm tired.
Hey, this is my actual waifu, everybody. You're right. You're right. See, we're right there.
Oh yeah, the
There
camera's
they
all,
are.
I always get my camera's up there. So
Yeah, no, yeah. It's a cursed item.
So what are you talking about?
We are talking about cooking, and I'm going to be wrapping it up soon. It's 8:30. Are you ready for bed already?
I'm tired. I couldn't draw anymore. I actually did a lot today, and then I was playing my zombie game. I was doing really good, and then I got bitten. So I was like, well, fuck that.
Fair enough. It communicates telepathically to you in your sleep. Cursed. I love it. Okay.
I just want to play Bait and Catus.
All right, well, go have fun, sweetie. Love you.
Love you too.
Oh, I don't get a kiss.
You're gonna come in here and do me, right?
Probably.
Then you'll get plenty of kisses then. Maybe.
Maybe. Jesus. All right. Fair enough.
Oh, I wanted my Switch. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, you definitely need that.
I want to play Bait and Catus.
I'll go to bed in a bit. Which zombie?
I'll get that. I love you.
Which zombie game? She's playing. What is it?
Project Zomboid.
Project Zomboid.
The autistic zombie game.
What food item? We're on Ghostfire roasted peppers. I'm gonna start speeding up because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 foods left to go. I'm gonna start speeding up. Okay, guys?
I love you.
Love you.
Bait and Catus.
We are on Ghostfire roasted peppers. The design around this one. So this was designed for Pathfinder first of all. In Pathfinder, negative and positive energy causes... so positive energy is what heals you. If you use positive energy on undead, it will harm them. If you use negative energy on undead, it will heal them. Ghostfire Roasted Peppers was designed for Pathfinder to switch it. So if you are a living character, you eat Ghostfire Roasted Peppers, it switches it for you. If you're undead and if you eat Ghostfire Roasted Peppers, it also switches it for you. So you're healed from... Actually, maybe not. Hold on. Let's check that real quick. Roasted ghost chilies combined with a stir fry of mixed peppers creates a dish that will likely kick that kicks like an undead horse. Requirements. The participation of someone who can deal negative damage via magic or natural strikes, or a Necomata, or someone who can deal ghost fire damage. I should probably have it say necrotic damage. I'll also need to update that. Necrotic damage on ghost fire plus cubelets can't kill. Yep. 5E. So this was actually hard to design for. Again, this food was designed for Pathfinder. So, yeah. So Pathfinder, you swap it. For 5E, it was difficult. If you critically succeed, you are immune to necrotic damage and vulnerable to radiant damage for 24 hours. Oh, I realize that's a problem. As critical, except you are only resistant to necrotic damage. Favorite meal. If you manage a critical success, you heal from necrotic damage. And if you manage a success, you are instead immune. If that's your favorite meal. If you succeed a critical success, you get the favorite meal anyway. I'll need to fix that. That needs fixed. Critical failure, you couldn't enjoy the flavor, you spit them out, you also stink like undeath, you suffer disadvantage to stealth checks for the next 24 hours. Cool. Good berry pie. I believe this just gives you temporary hit points and you gain advantage to intelligence. You also need to be able to cast the good berry spell to create it. I thought that was cute. Good. Thank you, Lenny. It's real strong if you're playing Curse of Strahd. Sure is. Yeah. I mean, anything's real strong in the right context. Holy Hardtack. So Hardtack is a type of cracker that's supposed to last for 100 years. So, an extremely dense biscuit made from flour, water, salt, and a touch of divine magic. A staple of paladins, crusaders, and other holy warriors. Bland, tasteless, and hard to chew. You need the ability to cast a divine spell such as Bless or Holy Water. Special, this food does not degrade and can be consumed fresh and stored as an inventory item for 100 years. Critical success. The meal grants advantage against all effects that cause the frightened condition for 24 hours. So basically like a paladin's aura. As critical success, except you must use your reaction to gain advantage. If it's your favorite meal, you gain the benefit of Bless for 24 hours. Critical failure, the meal is hard and edible and causes disadvantage to wisdom saves. Yeah, Frozen came up with that name. It's a very good name. Still speed running. I'm so sorry. Is there pizza? Yes, there's pizza. Kraken calamari, whether prepared fried, roasted, or raw, Kraken calamari is a popular preparation method for squid. Critical success. You can breathe both air and water. You also gain a swim speed equal to your walking speed for 24 hours. If you already have a swim speed, increase it by 5. As critical success, except you cannot breathe water. Critical failure. Oh gods, the squid went down the wrong way. You are poisoned for 24 hours and retch up ink during this time to remove the condition with a DC Wisdom Medicine check. You can only attempt to retch once every 6 hours. Favorite meal. You can cast Greased once as an innate spell during your using your highest ability as a spellcasting ability within the next 24 hours. The grease is black. So you can, if it's a critical success, you can breathe in water. If it's your favorite meal, you can cast Grease. Here is our blue-haired Sand Elf Sorcerer. Love him. Don't forget the rocks. Tie. I love him. I also love the flowing hair. I didn't consider the curly hair. That's really good. Still continuing. Cool. All right. Longstrider's Salad. The meal grants advantage to 1 athletic or 1 acrobatic check for 24 hours. So you get 1 of each. As critical success, you only get 1. If it's your favorite meal, you get a +5 bonus to your walking speed. If it's a failure, consider your movement as if going through difficult terrain. It's Zelda? Not really. That's definitely a boy. All right. I get Zelda vibes. I'm pretty sure that's a boy. That's a boy, correct? I'm pretty sure it is. Yep, haha, I was correct. You could tell by the jawline. Yeah, that's definitely a fella. Okay, Mint Magic Cocoa. You must be able to cast primal spells, druid, ranger, or shaman spells, or a wood nymph, or you get a wood nymph, or a wood nymph with a leaf from their home. Okay. He has a bare chest. Oh, he has an open bare chest. Yeah, I see it. I see it. Yeah. All right. Let's see. With it, you gain resistance to fire and cold damage as a reaction. Additionally, you have advantage to intelligence and wisdom saving throws for the next 24 hours. Success as critical success, but you only have advantage on the saving throws. If you critically fail, you have disadvantage to athletics and diplomacy for 24 hours. If it's your favorite meal, you gain advantage to persuasion checks. Wow, that's really good. I'm so fucking good at this. Very cool. Thank you. Everyone say thank you, Noko. Phoenix fried rice. A phoenix did not, in fact, fry this rice. However, this fried rice does bring the heat and majesty of a phoenix. All right, critical success. You gain the effect of Death Ward with a duration of 24 hours. You also gain fire resistance while under the effect of Death Ward. As critical success, but you only gain the benefit of Death Ward. How would I sign up to playtest this? In the description of this live stream. This will be, I will close it by the end of the weekend. That can bring you into the Discord server. In the Discord server, there is a pinned comment in announcements that has it. And that'll let you in. Make sure to sign up through the Discord. There we are. I got people coming in. There we go. Cool. A phoenix could fry that rice, for sure. Okay. Critical failure. While the phoenix may rise again, you may not. You gain 2 levels of exhaustion for 24 hours. It cannot be removed except through the passage of time. Favorite meal, any fire damage dealt by you. Oh, dealt by you gains an additional damage die. Okay, moving on. Promise. Red Cap Rye. It's a beautiful loaf of bread, hot and fluffy bread, and when it bakes, the crown forms a vibrant red crust and a golden brown bottom. The yeast used in this bread gives a distinct color and grants a massive boost of explosive energy. So a red cap is a type of fae, I think, that are really, really strong, and I wanted to reflect that. So critical success. You may gain advantage on any two-handed melee attack roll by spending your bonus action for 24 hours. If you only get a success, you must roll your move action. You must also roll your move action. Link's not working. How the fuck is the link not working? I've made it like 6 times. Oh, god damn it. It's on one use? All right. Got it. God fucking damn it. Yeah. Okay. I see the problem. Try now. Hold up. Also sending this to Trixie. Try it now. Refresh the page. I didn't realize it was set to, like, be super duper limited. Okay. Good now. Cool. Got it. There they are. God damn it. I'm kind of annoyed about that, actually. Good to know, though. Cool. Anyway. Red Cap Rye. Favorite meal. Your two-handed weapons deal an additional 1d4 damage. That's a lot. Critical failure. The bread makes you easier to hit. You take -1 AC penalty. Rock lobster, also known as sea and sky, and involves a well-prepared bird and crustacean. Exotic spices, exotic butters. Critical success. You gain a swim speed equal to your walking speed. You gain plus 10 feet movement equal to your, you gain a plus 10 feet bonus to your swim movement or fly speed if you have one. You also gain the effects of feather fall for 24 hours. If you only succeed, you only get a 5 feet. If it's your favorite meal, you gain advantage on athletic and acrobatics checks that involve swimming or flying. Critical failure. You're not sure if it was the lobster or the bird, but one of them was prepared incorrectly, and you violently evacuate both of them one way or the other. You gain the poison condition for 24 hours. Cool. Exotic butters, yeah. Rock omelets. Substitute. If this meal was prepared using the substitutions, one remaining excess meal may be converted into one special ingredient. So, substitution. Ingredient may be substituted with one rock egg. This gigantic egg comes from the nest of the great rocks. It contains so much food, it can feed a small platoon. Move action is not a thing? Then you have to spend your movement. God damn it. Yeah, I need to fix that. Red cap rye. Movement, not move action. Thank you, old man. Rock omelets. Critical success. You gain 2d4 plus your level and temporary hit points for 24 hours. While you have these temporary hit points, you may get an advantage once on any perception check of your choice. If it's your favorite meal, you gain +1 bonus to Constitution and Strength saving throws. Oh, really? A +1 bonus. Good. It's interesting that I put that there. Usually I kept it to advantage. I'm surprised I gave it a +1. Let's see. Keeping going. Sorry, I'm just checking something. Cool. Let's see. Moving on. Sparkling Nymph Soda, a spritzy and light soda that puts a smile on your face and puts you in a great mood. With a critical success, the meal grants advantage to charisma and persuasion and performance. Yeah, no, it's fine. It is what it is. If it's your favorite meal, you gain you gain advantage on deception. If you critically fail, it gives you disadvantage on your intimidate. 5e needs more of these circumstances, though. Yeah, that's fair enough. Fair enough. It might actually be weaker than advantage, come to think of it. Tiefling food cake. A deep, dark chocolate layer cake. A special raspberry flavored frosting is used to bind both the cake and decorate it. Critical success. You gain advantage on deception, performance, and persuasion checks once each. So you only get one of each. If you only succeed, you only get one charisma skill instead of all of them. Choose after finishing the meal. If it's your favorite meal, you may roll and add 1d4 to your advantage result. If it's critical failure, I know way more about Pathfinder, yeah. I wrote most of this book. In fact, I wrote I think I wrote pretty much all of it, me. And I don't play 5e. 5e is not my game. This is me, like, reverse engineering and just doing my best. I'm going to be honest. I did test a lot of them with I would like go into Roll20 and just put them there and play with the bonuses. But again, it's not my game. I don't play 5e. Yep. Disadvantage or critical failure. It gives you disadvantage on your charisma checks for 24 hours. Performance, excuse me. Tsundere pizza. Thank you, old man. That's very helpful. Kitsu, that's why I'm here. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's why I hired Kitsu. Kitsu has done so much fucking help for the 5e portion of the book that he came in and he was like, yeah, I just want a copy. And I'm like, no, you're getting paid. Under no circumstance are you doing this much work and not getting some money out of it. I'm going to be sending him a good chunk of change. He's been invaluable. So I appreciate him immensely. Tsundere pizza. This was developed by a Zenku who has had trouble expressing her emotions. The tsundere pizza is a dish covered in jalapenos and pineapple, reflecting her spicy but sweet personality. However, don't get the wrong idea. It's not like she made it for you or anything, Baka. It's so stupid. It's the dumbest thing. I love that. All right, 5e. Critical success. You gain advantage on saving throws against spells and effects that cause the charmed condition for 24 hours. As critical success, but you only gain it once. If critical failure, you are confused as to why someone would behave this way and preparing a pizza like this. Your confusion causes you to roll disadvantage on your next persuasion check within 24 hours. Oh, there's Faith. Oh, I love it. It's one of my top 5 favorite foods. Favorite meal, treat the results as one step better. That may need changed. We'll work on that. Oh. Interesting. Good to know, Lori. I appreciate that. No, so that's good. Huh. Good to know. Dense protagonist. Finally, my personal favorite, the one that I think is the most clever, Vorpal wine. A wine so delicious and so powerful, it will take your head clean off your shoulders. The marketing for the Vorpal wine. It is the second most expensive food or recipe. Ingredients: 7 basic, 5 special. It says ingredients. Oh, that's a mistake. That probably is meant to say special. Let me make a note of that. Vorpal wine flavor text ingredient fixing. Cool. You must make a saving throw, see below, and when you take a swig of this wine, if you fail, you gain the meal's effects as if it were prepared to a success degree 1 step lower. So if you fail the hangover save, instead of critical success, it's just success. All right. So the DC is a Constitution 20. That's really strong. Critical success. Treat all of your melee attacks with a slashing weapon as if it had the Vorpal enchantment for 24 hours. You also gain a +2 to attack rolls with all slashing melee weapons. You lose this effect with a successful use of the Vorpal enchantment. So on a nat 20, you lose the effect. But you get a +2 to all your attack rolls. As critical success, you do not gain the Vorpal effect. You lose this effect upon hitting with a critical hit. You gain advantage on if it's your favorite meal, you gain advantage on the hangover saving throw. Critical failure. You feel the full effects of this wine, fall unconscious, and cannot be awoken for 24 hours. During this time, you have an unsettling, but in hindsight, comical dream about your body running around without your head as you desperately call to it, trying to get it to pick you up. So that one's pretty extreme, but I think a food giving you a Vorpal attack should warrant a pretty hefty drawback. And if you fail the saving throw, yeah. If you fail the saving throw, it's not going to be a critical success, it'll just be a success. No, I think it's in a good place. I actually think Vorpal wine is in a very good place. I might want to change the text on it, meaning you lose this effect. Yeah. Yandere Chardonnay. Use a 6. You can get wine drunk. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Finally, the last of it. Finally, we got legendary recipes. Legendary recipes are basically artifact level foods. Just like how magic items, spells, and evil racial abilities have legendary counterparts, so does the art of cooking. Legendary recipes are a once-in-a-lifetime eating opportunity. They are so rare and so complex that most chefs, and even the greatest ones, never get the opportunity to even craft them. Does that mean if you critically fail, die, you also fail the hangover saving throw? So you drink it, you roll... Does that mean if you critically fail, you die if you fail the hangover? No, 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 not at all. Not at all. No, 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 no. Because you just fall critical failure is you fall unconscious. If you just fail the... Oh, yeah, so you do critically fail. If you drink a failure wine and then fail the saving throw, yes, you critically fail. Yes, that's how it works. Yeah. So, legendary recipes. There are requirements to make a legendary recipe. You either need the amazing cook feat. Jojo, please. I need you to go to your room. I love you. Good night, monster. Anyway. So, in order to cook a... Unconscious is a condition that can be caused by being knocked to 0 HP. Then you're not... Alright, fine. I'll change that. So... You are not reduced to 0 HP. I just added that in. Definitely not the intent. Incapacitated. Okay. I will change it to incapacitated for 5E. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Cool. Fixing. Fixing. Got it. I do want to be consistent. That's fine. Anyway, if you're going to be cooking a legendary meal, you either need the amazing cook feat, you need expertise as the class skill, or the skill expert feat for a cooking skill. So basically, you cannot make a legendary meal literally without anything that lets you do expertise. You need to double your proficiency bonus, or you ain't cooking it. Unconscious? All right. Unconscious. Got it. So for legendary recipes, there is no critical success, no critical fail. It is just succeed, fail. Success. Cooking a legendary recipe does not have a critical success or failure. Instead, it is a simple pass-fail check. It is immediately apparent to the chef if the dish is a success or failure. Consuming a legendary dish grants the consumer with a permanent buff that lasts for their entire lifetime. The effect of the food attaches to their soul and carries over even if the body is destroyed, they reincarnate, or they turn into an undead of some kind. A creature can only gain the benefits of one legendary meal during their life, afterlife, or unlife. If they want to rid themselves of the benefit of a legendary meal, they need to cast a wish spell or something to a similar power. Failure. Attempting to consume a failed legendary dish simply results in an unpleasant taste, followed by an immediate vomiting that can last up to 1 hour. So, if you create a legendary dish and you know it's a failure, you can weaponize that. So there you go. Thoughts about the Vorpal wine. If it's poisoned, if the poison's effects made stronger, I'm not going to calculate that. It is worth remembering that only humans and half... What? No. Where do you see that? I don't think that's correct. Because I just looked up skill expert and I don't see the human requirement. Maybe they got rid of it? Oh, Prodigy. Okay. Well, I didn't mention Prodigy. Also, I don't think I can mention anything in Tasha's. Pretty sure Tasha's is skill expert in the SRD? Someone check for me. Can I use that? Because I forgot Tasha's... Ugh, God damn it. Well, anyway. Yeah, skill expert is in Tasha's, but, like, can I use that? Can I reference it? Yeah, okay, no, so, alright. Remove skill expert. Well, thank God we came up with Amazing Cook, right? Yeah, so I can't use it. Good to know. See, this is why we have beta test. Thank you, chat. Oh my God, you're a lifesaver. I did not want to deal with that bullshit. A feat to gain expertise is cooking. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Double your proficiency with cooking skills. Yeah, we can work with that. We can work with that. Good point. Good point. Either way, let's continue. So, elemental espresso. The coffee is infused with the elements from all four elemental planes, as well as the spirit of its denizens, the geniekin. Ingesting this legendary frothy drink will permanently change you into an avatar of all elements. Preparation. You must grow coffee beans from the dirt of the plane of earth, nurture it with water from the plane of water, heat it from the fire of the elemental plane of fire, and expose it to air from the plane of air. I believe Frozen Shepherd was the one that came up with this one, because this is not something I would come up with. Success. Your creature type becomes an elemental. You learn the primordial languages and gain advantage to all skill checks and saving throws against all elemental creatures from the plane of air, water, earth, or fire. Once per day, you may drink coffee. When you do, you roll 1d4 and you can transform it into an elemental as if you were a Circle of the Moon druid. God damn it, I may not be able to use that. If you already are a Circle of the Moon druid, you do not need to expend uses of wild shape to transform into your elemental forms. The result of your 1d4 determines your elemental. 1 air, 2 earth, 3 fire, 4 water. Double check that. Moon druid. Player's Handbook. Let's fucking go. Oh, thank God. Okay. Cool. Got it. Rad. We can use it. Personally, I'm not as wild about this one. Bonuses for, like, if you go Itadakimasu. I like the idea, Lunatech. I'm going to drop it in the... You know what? I'm going to make a thing. You know, it's just Waifu Handbook. I'm going to change it to Waifu Handbook Suggestions and leave it there. So that channel is now called Waifu Handbook Suggestions. Please leave any suggestions in there. I will get to it. And I'll pillage the ones I like. Seems impractical. Maybe just one. Yeah, I disagree. But maybe. Let's come back to that. Maybe just one. Okay. You know what? I do like that idea, actually. Because, yeah, even to me, that seemed like a lot. Because for Hellfire Curry, you only need to go to hell. So, yeah, let's actually change that. Waifu Handbook suggestions. So, Elemental Espresso. Only one of those things. Circle of the Moon is not SRD. Get fucked, wizards. Jesus Christ. All right, we'll come back to that later. That is something that just needs to be fixed. All right. Next one. Cool. Ooh, okay. Coming back. We'll revisit Elemental Espresso later. I feel like it can be adjusted. Yep. Golden Apple Cobbler. This meal is created from 20 apples of love or discord. I think we might up the ante for these apples simply because we have changed the affair subclass. So the golden apples were part of the warlock subclass, and originally I had it to limit once per week. Well, someone pointed out that not every setting has a week be the same thing, so I might need to change this. But yeah, that's the point. Yeah, no, so we're gonna need to rework that a little bit. So I think the way it will work is warlocks can only have like a number of golden apples in their inventory equal to their proficiency modifier. And oh, you just donated? You just backed it? Oh my goodness. Let me see what you did. Yeah, you just bought a hardcover. Thank you. Thank you so much. Another person just got it too. Thanks a million. I do appreciate that. That's huge. Thank you. All right. So anyway, Golden Apple Cobbler. Created from 20 apples of love or discord, these cobblers are delicious and delicate and politely sweet. A golden apple cobbler is the ultimate symbol of affection between a mortal and a deity. Recipe cost 5,000 gold pieces. Ingredients 20 basic, 6 special, 20 golden apples gifted from the same domain or deity. So, success. This basically gives you divine intervention. You can call upon the deity as that supplied the golden apples once per week to ask for a favor of some kind. Roll 1d at 100, and if the result is below 3 times your level, the deity intervenes and casts the wish spell appropriate to your situation. Although the deity will rarely destroy or completely solve the problem for you, they can intervene on your behalf. And basically, this is divine intervention. It's a food that gives you divine intervention. That was the intent. However, I am seeing now that we may need to change this a little bit. Just take these to a very skilled cook. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty harsh to make. They're very hard. Anyway. We'll come back to it. We'll spend a day fixing it. That may be a tad beefy. It's supposed to be. Like, it's supposed to be like an artifact level item that attaches to your soul. I think that's really good. And again, you know, we'll see. Hellfire Curry. The kitchens of hell are run by an infernal nightmare. Okay. Oh, I remember this. This was, hey, Alex, this is for you. The kitchens of, this is called Hellfire Curry. The kitchens of hell are run by infernal, nightmarish devils known as Ramses. The greatest of these Ramses is an archdevil known as Gideon and has invented a dish that is both celebrated and feared across the multiverse. I put Gordon Ramsay in this book just for you.
I'm so proud of you. I love Gordon Ramsay.
Had to march up to Mount Celestia to ask for several apples. All right, ingredients. This curry must be prepared in the halls of the nine hells or a similar plane of existence where powerful, lawful, evil devils reside. Success. You eat the halation... Yeah, it can be... All right, preparation DC 30. Success. You eat the hellacious dish and see fire, both literally and figuratively. As the powers of hell infuse into your very body, you permanently gain immunity against fire and acid, as well as resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing non-magical attacks that aren't silvered. Your eyes also stay burning as they gain dark vision that can see through magical darkness, as devils do. Though you gain some powers from hell, your soul is not bound for it. So I do like this one. I think this one's really fucking cool. Moving on though. I know the stream is like wildly behind. And I'm sorry about that. There's not much I could do. Streaming on YouTube is frustrating. I'll try to figure out a way to make it faster. Tyrannosaurus tamales. So, fun fact, this was originally called Megafauna mixiote, but my artist didn't know what the fuck a mixiote was, and she made tamales. And I was like, well, okay. This is a dish mixed with, sorry. This is a mixed dish full of dinosaur meat and energies of their primordial power, fit beautifully into a wrap. It is difficult to make and even more difficult to eat, as dinosaur meat tends to be unfit for mortal consumption. The ingredients must be obtained from the remains of a number of dinosaurs whose level and hit dice are equaling 30 or greater and are slain within the last 24 hours. That needs adjusted. I'll need to fix that. But yeah. Mixiote is a type of Mexican dish. Here. Mixiote. It's basically like a... You see this wrapping? This right here? Inside is just a bunch of meat. That's mixiote. Or michiote? Yeah. Anyway, I think Tyrannosaurus tamales fits. This was originally designed with Pathfinder in mind. So with Pathfinder, you devour food and gain the primordial abilities of the dinosaurs once per day. As a standard action, you gain the effects of legendary proportions. A massively powerful spell, without expending any material components, even if you normally cannot gain the effects of the spell. Your duration is 1 minute for every character level you possess. Fucking crazy buff, actually. Bag stew. Yeah. Success. You devour the food and gain the primal abilities of the dinosaurs. Once per day, as an action, you grow to a huge size and gain advantage on all strength checks and saving throws. Your strength is increased to 24 or gains a +2, whichever results in a higher score. Your weapon grows to match your size while enlarged. Your attack deals an additional 2d6, and this effect lasts for 1 minute. I might change that. If you are killed during this transformation, you revert back to your normal size. Tell me what you think. I am moving on. Sorry, I am tired and I want to go to bed. Silver Dragon Sherbet. This meal is a special kind of peach sherbet ice cream prepared with the infusion of the legendary powers of a silver dragon. The peach flavoring is sublime, and despite the powers of a dragon, the ice cream is the perfect temperature and will not give brain freeze. Preparation. An ancient silver dragon must help prepare the dish and be fully aware, consenting, and understanding that they are preparing a legendary meal. So, success. You permanently gain immunity to cold damage. You may also cast ceremony at will. You also see perfectly well in fog and clouds. You may also cast fog cloud once per day. Enemy creatures within this fog cloud take 1d6 cold damage per round, and it lasts until they leave the fog or the spell wears off. This was... I feel like... I think Frozen suggested ice cream, but I swear to God I came up with sherbet. I might be wrong on that one. Mishiote. Mishiote. Megafauna Mishiote. There's a rewrite, yeah. What's wrong with this one, Kitsu? God damn it! Fucking ceremony! God! That's right. SRD, fuck you. Your character level, yeah. It'll use your character level. Okay, good point. Yep. Yep. It's Xanther? Yeah, of course. Of course. All right, we'll fix it. So basically, the idea is that it turns you into a silver dragon without turning you into a silver dragon. Good to know. Good to know. I think you probably did. Yeah. We'll come back to it. All right. Finally, I think this is the last one. Tarrasque a la Kaiju. I'm pretty sure I can use Tarrasque. The Tarrasque, the spawn of destruction. Cool. The Tarrasque, the spawn of destructive beasts and creatures like kaiju, are known as civilization destroyers. The dish will begin the recovery process and heals those same atrocities. This massive amount of meat and bone can feed a single town for nearly a month, if prepared properly. Special. This dish can feed an entire city filled with thousands, if not tens of thousands of people. However, only the person eating the delicate heartstring can gain the benefits of this meal. Good. Got it. The ingredients of this dish must come exclusively from either a kaiju or a Tarrasque that has been permanently killed. Success. You gain a reflective carapace. You are, from this point onwards, immune to a single energy type damage, usually one attributed to the kaiju itself. If the kaiju is not attributed to one, the GM will choose an energy type. Not only are you immune to this energy damage, but you can use your reaction to reflect the effect back at the source, just like the Tarrasque's carapace. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that one. I think that one's pretty good. I don't think that one actually needs notes. Whew! That was a lot. We've been streaming for 3.5 hours. I'm going to go to bed soon. Does anyone have any questions or comments? I know it has a 30-second delay. I will try waiting a little bit longer. That one's good? Perfect. So if you kill Godzilla, you can eat him? Yes, I wish to consume Godzilla. Yes. Pathfinder's Tarrasque has resurrective immortality. No, you just gotta kill it. You gotta fucking kill it. It even says there, from a Tarrasque that has been permanently killed. So yes. I like the idea of a dumb veggie pizza that allows you to speak with plants. That's cute, but we already do have tsundere pizza. Oh, we gained a lot today. Going to bed. Perfect. All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm going. Thank you to everyone who pledged. Oh, this was a big day. Big day for the Waifu Handbook. Join the Discord. See you probably tomorrow or Sunday. Good night.